All right.
So what's up, guys? I'm Vaughn. If you don't know me, I'm the founder and CEO of Tier 5. And the main reason that I wanted you guys here today is to essentially really help me out. I'm going to give you guys some free stuff if you want some free stuff. But I really am been struggling been struggling really honestly a little bit to figure out how I can really explain this and essentially make it easy for people to understand what is Magic Zap and why it's useful to you and why you would want to use this. So part of the goal that I have today is what I'm doing right now is I'm trying to tackle marketing and everything. And I've got several different softwares. For some of them, I've already got, and I'm just going to show you for some of them here. I've been creating these little landing pages because apparently this is, a lot of marketing is just getting people to give you their email address in exchange for some value so that you can start, painting a story to them. You can start, telling them who you are and why you're relevant and what you have to offer them in exchange for monies, obviously. So I've been going into some of our, Tier 5 right now, we have 5 different softwares that are in our production state, and we have about I would say we have 4 softwares in a beta stage and another 3 softwares in some stage of development that we're developing, and we're going to be releasing soon. So some of these, a lot of these different softwares, part of my plan obviously is to provide a software that's really useful and solves problems and has a benefit and a value. But for me, one of the reasons that I want to do that obviously is to get people to understand Tier 5 and understand some of our other software products, and then also understand, our software development capabilities that we offer as a service to clients. All right. So what I've been doing is some of our, I don't want to say low end softwares. I would say low end, but what I mean by low end is softwares that we don't have the most time and money spent in developing. Like, for example, these 2 examples right here, Link Wizard and Invoicing You. These are 2 softwares that I've created these little landing pages for, and I'm giving away free accounts to people just to build my opt-in list so that I can start marketing to these people on other Tier 5 softwares that we've spent a lot more time and money building, like Text in Bulk and like RoboContact, and also expose people to our software engineering services and that part of the marketing. So I've got something built for Invoicing You. I've got something built for Link Wizard. And one of the things I really want to do is build kind of the same type of thing, the same type of lead magnet for Magic Zap. All right. So for me, my lead magnets have been pretty simple, where I just create some little headline and bullet point out some of the features and benefits of the software, and then make a little walkthrough video. Of the software. Well, like for me, Link Wizard and Invoicing You have been something that are just really, really easy. If I put my mind to it, it's been really easy to make these landing pages. It didn't take me more than an hour to actually build the landing page. And they've been successful. I've got like 100 opt-ins in each one, and they're only like a week old. So I'm really wanting to do the same thing with Magic Zap. My issue with Magic Zap is that the nature of this software is so specific that it's been a little bit hard for me to come up with, some of these bullet points and really make this landing page. So that's one of the reasons, that's really the main reason that I wanted to do this session today, is to essentially talk about Magic Zap, what it is, why it's useful, and then hopefully together I can figure out I can figure out these bullet points, and then I can go in and actually make this page. So obviously, in exchange for your guys' participation and your help, I'm obviously willing to give you these accounts that I'm already giving away for free. So I'm going to give you guys access to Invoicing You for free if you want it, and Link Wizard for free if you want it. And then also, obviously, Magic Zap, if you want that, I'm going to give that to you. And then for one person who I think is really the most engaged and gives me the most engaged content, I'm going to hook you up with an unlimited Zapier account. Mostly because if you get Magic Zap, for it to really provide the most value and benefit to you, you kind of need a Zapier account, because it is an automation that fires with Zapier. So I'm going to give you a free Zapier account, which is an unlimited account. It's like $150 a month value that I'm going to give whoever's the most engaged here. So you guys will all get free access to Magic Zap. If you want that, you'll just have to give me your emails here. You can either put them in the Zoom chat, or if you're not comfortable in the Zoom chat, you can just check me out on Facebook. I'm gonna put my Facebook. If I can find this little chat thing, I'm gonna put my Facebook. Where is that chat? Let me find that. I'm gonna put my Facebook profile here. If you're not comfortable just putting your email address in this chat where everybody can see it, feel free just to message me on Facebook your email address, and I'll set you up with your free Magic Zap account. So I guess I could just turn my video on so you guys can see I'm a real person. So I'm just going to jump in and tell you about Magic Zap. So here, Magic Zap, how Magic Zap came to fruition is when I was building chatbots on ManyChat, and then after my ManyChat ordeal, started building chatbots on ChatFuel. One of the things that I noticed is that a chatbot can't really do everything that I need it to do. And it's not always, the chatbot itself always isn't the best vehicle for everything that I need to do. Sometimes sometimes it's not the most beneficial for me to deliver a bunch of content in a chatbot. Sometimes it's just easier for me to have the chatbot send a link to a web page and then just let you click the web page and go check out the web page, because the way that you can consume the content on the website is obviously much different than how you can consume content in a chatbot. And a chatbot, the way that you're going to consume content is very, very different than how you're going to consume content on my website or my landing page. So I realized this, and one of the issues that I had and that I realized is that when I'm serving up people my landing pages, or I'm serving up people my websites inside the chatbot, well, I didn't have any way to really understand and associate somebody in my chatbot if they've actually went to my website. So, and in the marketing world, that's called lead scoring. I didn't have any easy way to do that. I didn't have any easy way to know, okay, hey, this dude clicked my link. He went to my website, he's viewed my website, and he's actually on my website right now. I didn't have any way to track that. I didn't have any way to actually follow up with him so that if the dude actually clicks my website, if he clicks my link, I can send him a message through a chatbot, or I can send him an email and say, hey, you're on my website, or I noticed you were on my website. Is there something that I could help you with? Or even if I don't follow up with him, just for my own process to be able to know, okay, this guy's viewed 7 of my websites, so he's a hotter lead than somebody who's never went to one of my websites. I didn't have an easy way to do that with the chatbot. So obviously, since I'm an engineer and I run my own company, and I've got like 40 full-time software engineers that work for me at Tier 5, I was like, what the hell? Let's just build a software. So we started building Magic Zap. So what are the key features of Magic Zap? All right. So one, Magic Zap allows you to essentially track when a user is on your website and follow up with them. You can fire an automation through Zapier, and then you can also it also allows you to create dynamic content on your website, and it also allows you to pre-populate forms on your website. All right. So let me give you a good example of that. All right. To give you a good example here, I'm just going to go into ClickFunnels right here, and I'm going to look here in ClickFunnels on some funnel that I have set up right here, this LinkedIn connection. All right, and I think this is going to be a really great example of how Magic Zap works and what Magic Zap is. All right, so here is just a little, you can see this is just a little landing page on ClickFunnels that I've created right here. And you can see that it says right here, hey, we're connected on LinkedIn, so I notice you're the position at company, okay? So nothing special here. It's just a landing page, right? So what Magic Zap allows me to do is this. For example, if I come in here,
yeah.
If I come in here to my Gmail account right here, let's open up my mail real quick, and hopefully I'll find, hopefully I'll be able to easily find an example of this actually working. Like, let's see, these are all, can I get, let's see, how do I, all right. Let's see, these are all free software accounts. All right, let's see. All right, here we go. This is a really good example of it. All right, so this is, just to give you a little backstory of my process here and how this is actually working. All right, I'm sure you guys all know LinkedIn, right? You guys are probably all on LinkedIn. So if you guys are on LinkedIn, I'm gonna drop this in as well. If you guys wanna get connected on LinkedIn, you can go ahead and we can get connected right on LinkedIn. But anyways, on LinkedIn, I know that I'm connected to, looks like 4,021 people on LinkedIn, all right? So what Magic Zap allows me to do is what I'm showing you right here. I've showed you this page on LinkedIn. So what I did is I created this just little landing page. I created this little landing page, and like I said, it says, hey, you, I noticed you're the position at company, all right? So what Magic Zap allows me to do is essentially create something like this. This is the exact same landing page. So as you notice, this is Brian, okay? Now, how do I know Brian? Me and Brian are connected on LinkedIn, and what I did is I went into LinkedIn, I went into my connections, through my connections, I went in right here to manage synced and imported contacts, and then I actually went to export contacts, and then here you can go in and actually just export all your data. All right, so you can go in and download your data here. And that's what I did. I downloaded all my LinkedIn contacts, and LinkedIn gives me their name, it gives me their position, it gives me their company, and it gives me their email address. All right. So what I did is I sent them all out an email, and I said, you know, hey, what's up? We're connected. I'd like to get to know you more, so check out my little website here if you want to get connected. So you will notice that this website right here is the same website as you can see right here. It's connect.tier5.us. It's this website right here that says, hey, you. It's the exact same thing. The only difference is you can see that this website says, hey, Brian, I noticed you're the business owner at Success Builder Pro. All right. So if I found another, like, for example, here's this one right here. This is a completely different person. I'm going to send them to the exact same website. All right. So this is the same website right here. It says, hey, you. This is the same website when I send Brian to it. It's talking specifically to Brian. This is the same website whenever I send whatever this person's name is. I'm not even going to try to pronounce because I have no idea. I do know that they are the business development executive at Easy Coach. All right. So Magic Zap is responsible for converting you in position and company to relevant data like Brian, business owner at company, and it's also responsible for pre-populating this form. You see, for Brian, I already know his name, right? I already know his name. I also already know his email address. Those are all already things that I actually know already. So this is actually saving this because it's cookie data. So that's how ClickFunnels is working. It's cookie data. So I already know that information. So for me, it seemed kind of a little redundant if I have information, like I've already collected information. I already know your name. I already know your email address because I've already sent you an email to get you here. I want to request some additional information for you, but I don't want you to have to give in this redundant data that I've already collected. So what I want to do is I want to use the data that I have already about you to my advantage. I want to have a form where I'm like, hey, I need your name, I need your email, and I need your phone number. But you know what? I already know your name. I already know your email address. So I'm going to pre-populate that data and make it seem like I already know you and we already have a relationship because we somewhat do. And that should make it easier for you to give me the piece of data that I'm missing, right? Now, if I pre-populate that, it's going to be easier for you. Now, all you have to do is put in your phone number and hit go, as opposed to having to give data that you've already as opposed to having to give all 3 of these fields, which, you know, a lot of people are lazy, they may not want to do, and it also makes it feel like we have a connection. All right. So this is one of the things that Magic Zap allows you to do. Magic Zap allows you to actually create this custom content on your landing page, and it also allows you to create these forms, to pre-populate these forms. Not create the forms, but just pre-populate forms with data. All right. And then the other thing that Magic Zap does is essentially allows you to track a specific website visitor and fire an automation. All right. So if you look in Zapier, we have a Zapier integration where if I, crap, this is the wrong thing. If I go to Zapier and I make a Zap, I can come in here and I can choose Magic Zap. I can choose Magic App here, and you'll see that there's only one thing. It's just a trigger. So it's just a trigger, and you can go in and you can pick any of your little Magic Zaps that you create. You can pick which one you want to fire a particular automation. All right. So here in Magic Zap, here's Magic Zap right here. Here's all the different Zaps that I've created. All right. So essentially, whenever somebody fulfills a requirement of this Zap, we will fire an automation here where you can do whatever you want. Now, maybe that sounds a little bit confusing, and if it sounds a little bit confusing, great, because that was one of the main reasons of wanting to actually have this call, is to get feedback and help from you guys, where I can figure out how to make this how to make it simple for you to understand what Magic Zap is and what it does and why you would want to actually use it. All right. So I do think if I actually come here, all right, I do think that somewhere I'm going to have, maybe in this chat fuel demo right here, maybe not there, maybe in essentially Magic App test, maybe right here. This is chat Vago. All right, this is chat fuel demo. All right, so let's check this one out right here. So I think this one will essentially be exactly what we need to do, exactly what I need here. So this is going to fire on, as I can see, this is going to fire on invoicing you. All right, so here in Magic Zap, I've created a Zap, and it's called invoicing you. All right, so let's just take a look at this. All right, so here's my Zap. It's called invoicing you. These are my parameters. All right, so essentially these parameters are conditions that need to be fulfilled for this automation right here to happen in Zapier. Okay, so what that means is if Magic Zap, if it finds an MID as a URL parameter embedded in the URL that you're sending somebody to, like this, here's a URL, embedded in this URL are all these parameters right here. Okay, so if it finds the variable that you're wanting to be found in this URL, then it will trigger this Zapier automation. For me, for this particular Zap, the field that I'm looking for is an MID, because what I'm specifically going to do is I am going to send somebody to a website from my chatbot. Once they're in my chatbot and they go to my web page, now once they get on my, if they actually go to my web page, from the chatbot, I'm going to send them to my web page, and from the chatbot, in that web page URL that I send them to, I'm going to embed their chatbot ID, their messenger ID. That way, whenever they hit my web page, it is going to be, and I'm actually just going to show you how all this works. All right, if I come in here to let me find where this demo's at, because I did the demo quite a long time ago. It's in, I think, this demo bot chat fuel right here. All right, and there should be inside here. Somebody has drawn all over my screen for some reason. I'm not sure. Let's just clear that out. Let's clear that drawing out. So in here, let me just find this real quick. In here, live demo, Magic Zap. There's got to be some. There's so much stuff in here. There's got to be somewhere in here a Magic Zap. So let me just see if I can find it in the AI where I can see chat Vago Magic Zap demo. All right. So it looks like that. I think will work. Chatbot Go Magic Zap demo. So let's go to my chatbot here, and let's find my chatbot right here, and then let's just type in Chatbot. All right. All right, so this is Magic Zap in action. All right, so if you look in here, let's go in here to this Chatbot Magic Zap and try to figure out where this is at. Chatbot. No, I gotta figure out where this guy's at right here. I'm not quite sure where he's at. So he's over here somewhere. Chatbot Magic Zap demo. Oh, here we go. Here he is right here. All right, so I'm just going to show you exactly how this guy is working. All right, so here is Chatbot. All right, chatbotgo.com. Another one of the tier 5 softwares that's in a beta stage right now that we're not ready to release to the public, but we are working on, and we're going to be releasing it hopefully sometime soon. But I gotta update it. So anyways, here is a Chatbot landing page right here, okay? On this landing page, if you look in here, you would find that there is a Magic Zap script right here, okay? Here's a little script. So essentially, and maybe I should just slow down and go back and show you how you create a zap. It's pretty easy. You go in and actually create a zap. You go and actually create a zap here. You give a zap name. You add in your you add in your parameters. These parameters are essentially pieces of data that you must find inside the URL that, inside the web page that this script is going to be installed on in order for your Zapier automation to happen. In order for you to actually fire an automated workflow, you're going to tell us what URL parameters do you want present as a condition to fire that. All right, and then you can go in and add elements here. You're going to go in and add element attributes. Those element attributes are like this right here. This is an element attribute. This is an element attribute. This is an element attribute. What you're doing with those element attributes is you're essentially saying, hey, you know what? I'm going to pass you in the URL. I'm going to send a user to my website. And whenever I send that user to my website, since I know some information about that user, I am going to embed that information as URL parameters. This is very, very common in the industry. It's how UTM codes work. If you're familiar with UTM codes, they're just parameterized data. All right. So that's what these HTML attributes are that you're seeing here. These element attributes are essentially you're telling Magic Zap that, okay, on my web page, I'm going to have, for me in my scenario, I am going to have an element here whose ID is first name, and I am going to send you a piece of data in the URL parameter called first name. All right, so I want you to take the information, the data for first name, and I want you to stick it inside here. Okay, I'm also going to have a element, an attribute called position. All right. And I'm going to send you the data for position through the URL. So here's my position element, and the data is business owner. All right. So Magic Zap knows, okay, somewhere on this web page, there is an element called position. I need to find that element, and I need to stick in this data, business owner. I need to stick it there. All right. So once you set that up, then essentially Magic Zap is just going to give you a little script that you copy and paste on your website. If you're using ClickFunnels, like me, it's as simple as you just come in here to your, you can come in here to your settings, and then in these settings, you go to your body tracking code, and you just paste in the little Magic Zap script, just like I did here, and bam, everything's working. All right, so you create your Magic Zap. Once you create your Magic Zap, you get this little script that you just install on whatever web page that you want Magic Zap to do its little magic. All right, so for the purposes of our demo, you can understand that I've got this Magic Zap script right here. All right, and I know that it correlates to this invoicing you Magic Zap right here. If I look at this script right here, and I were to look at this, and I see this script ID ends in 251EB, and I come back over here to Chatbot, well, I would see that I'm wrong. I would see that I'm wrong, that actually is a different script ID. So it's a different script ID. No big deal. Still, it still should work. So that just means it's probably this guy right here that's actually installed on there. It's A303BC. That's the same thing, 03BC. All right, that's all that means. That just means that on Chatvago, I have a different script installed. It's not this invoicing you script. It's this guy right here. But no big deal there, okay? So now here's the thing in my chatbot, all right? So in my chatbot, I'm gonna send you to Chatvago. Now remember, on Chatvago, I have the Magic Zap script installed on that website. So now that I have that script installed, I'm also going to send to my web page, I'm going to send whatever data that I want. For me, that data is the messenger ID because I want, as soon as somebody gets on my web page, I want to be able to send them back a message through my chatbot. So in order to send them back a message, I need their chatbot ID so that I can deliver the message to them. All right. And then I also want to send their first name and their last name. All right. Why? So that whenever somebody clicks on that, as you can see, it references, hey, John Vaughn. Now Chatvago, this same website right here where you see there is no John Vaughn, now Chatvago is essentially talking to me. It's not talking, it's literally talking to me. So for me as a user, it seems like I'm going to be a little bit more apt to pay attention here because I feel like I'm already connected here. So this is all happening through Magic Zap. Now what else is also happening through Magic Zap is, I've got to find it here, and I'm not sure if it's this guy right here. Couldn't find. Not sure if I actually have this at all. So this actually might be, this is for invoicing you. So what I need to do is go in here and figure out which one I have for invoicing you and see if I can show you the actual demo here, because I've got another one in here that I'm trying to figure out where you can just actually see the demo. So do you guys have any questions or anything so far, or is anything that I'm saying to you actually making sense? Are there any questions that you guys have?
John, you're doing a great job explaining it. This is Brenny. Thank you.
Hey, what's up, Brenny?
Hey, man. You know I love this one, right?
I'm really trying to figure out this. Let me just go in here and create it then, all right? It's not here, so let me just...
John, you got a question in here, and they're asking about, can this work in ManyChat? Now, I know it works in Chatfield with the JSON. What do you do in ManyChat then, as long as we're in training here?
It can totally work in ManyChat. It can totally work in ManyChat, and I can show you an example in just a second of it actually set up with. I can show you the example of how you would set up the Zapier integration. I can't show it to you working in ManyChat because if you don't know, ManyChat doesn't let me use their software anymore because they think I'm smarter than them or something. But yes, it will totally work with ManyChat, and I can show you in just a second. I will show you how that actually works and what that integration will look like. First thing I actually just wanted to do is come in here and embed my MID equals ID, Chatfield user ID. All right, so this should be everything that I need right there. All right, so now if I come back here to Facebook, and I'm just gonna type in Chatvago again. All right, I'm gonna type in Chatvago again. Obviously, outside of a demo purpose, whenever I'm building my chatbot, I'm going to take a little bit more time, and I'm not just going to have some stupid URL like here. I'm going to have a button just like I do for Chatvago where it hides all the URL parameters. But for this, I'm just going to do that. All right. So here's invoicing you. As you can see, I have just sent somebody, and let me just make sure that this is here still. All right, and Magic Zap is there. All right, so you can see here, I've got a Magic Zap script installed right on invoicing you. All right, so now I've sent my user from the chatbot. Hopefully you've noticed that. I just clicked on the chatbot. All right, so here's my chatbot user. I've given them some information. Obviously, I can take this URL and stick it in a button so that they can just click that button. And whenever they click that button, bam, they're going to open up my website. All right, great. So now my website's open. Okay, and I've sent to my website, I've sent their chatbot ID. All right, so now I can come in here and come in somewhere. I can come in somewhere. Let's check it out. Where is that? Where was that? That was, oh, that was in Magic Zap. Okay, so that was in here, and I'm pretty sure it's this right here. Couldn't find any more. That doesn't seem correct. That must seem like it's trigger this guy is invoicing you. Definitely seems like it's right. Let me just one more time go in and actually verify that this is the right guy here. And that is, okay. So that's that guy right there. And let's just go back in and check in Magic Zap that I am sending the right data. And he does want MID. So let me double check here and make sure that I've given my MID here. All right. So I've given my MID right here. And that really should fire off this automation right here. Where did that guy go? How do I keep losing these automations? I'm not sure how I keep losing these automations, but there we go. We couldn't find any new Zap names. All right. So hopefully you guys have followed. You guys all follow so far how it does the dynamic content, right? The usefulness of the actual dynamic content, how it pre-populates the form. The last piece is this notification, all right? The last piece is this actual notification right here. How it works with ManyChat. Here's a ManyChat integration, all right? So you have a Zap. For me, it's the same thing. It's the Chatbot Zap, all right? So whenever a new Chatbot Zap is fired, then this process, this automation is going to happen right here. And if it's ManyChat, then for me in ManyChat, it's just I send a text message to a user, and this just says, "Hey, I see you visited my website." So where Magic Zap comes in is Magic Zap is passing you that ManyChat ID. All right. So to send out a message to somebody in ManyChat or to set a custom field in ManyChat, you have to have that ManyChat ID, that subscriber ID. That is the data that we actually send in the URL. So in the URL, we send that data. And then once we send that data, Magic Zap says, oh, hey, somebody just came to your website and I see that they had an MID embedded. And whenever you created your Magic Zap, you said, hey, for anytime somebody goes to any website that has this script installed on it, if you find an MID attribute, if you find this field inside the URL with some data, then I want you to fire off a Zapier integration called Invoicing You. All right. So that's what's happening here. That whenever somebody comes in, whenever those conditions are filled, that will fire off the actual automation, and then you can do whatever you want. So like I said, for ManyChat, it's just simple, Brittany. You see how it is for ManyChat?
Yep. My question, so MID, is that a Zapier thing?
This is a
MID?
This is a whatever you want to call it thing.
So I understand it. So these parameters are these pieces of data that are on the web page. And in the URL is where the parameters are fired, and it goes and looks for these elements that are attributes that are on the website, and then you embed that information in the URL. Is that proper?
Yeah, to some extent, yeah. So let me see if I can
See, I'm trying to understand so I can help people understand, because I don't know what it is, but I know this is powerful because I see your demos. So the more I can understand, and you and I are going to work on this too, of course, then the more I can help others and do short little videos so we can start rocking this one, because this is my favorite, I think.
Does the MID come from ManyChat or ChatFuel once they go into the bot?
Well, keep in mind, yeah, I'm gonna try to draw this out. I'm gonna try to draw it out and make it make sense. And I really appreciate you guys being here and the input, because this is the whole purpose of this, is to make it where you guys all of us can easily explain what is Magic Zap, what it does. MID, what is MID? It's an arbitrary thing for me, okay? All right, so why is there an MID? Well, it's for a use case, all right? MID can easily be replaced with email, all right? So you can easily replace MID with email, all right? Let's say this is test Zap. Better use case is this website.com. What website are you going to put this script on? All right. Now, what automation do you want to fire? Okay. Let's say, for example, I am going to do just like I did to my LinkedIn contacts. All right. I'm going to contact these people via email. All right. So I'm going to send them an email. And whenever in that email, they're going to have a link to go to a web page just like this. All right. Let's say specifically this web page. You see how I've embedded their email right here? All right. So what I can do in Magic Zap now is I can go in and say, you know what? Email exists. What does this mean? Okay. What this means, this controls your Zapier integration, your Zapier workflow. So what this means,
there is some kind of trigger.
This is your, yes, this is your logic. This is, all right, look here. I'm going to install this on a web page, okay? I send this, now this web page has Magic Zap installed. Now I've got this automation. What is this automation going to do? All right? Well, for me, this specific automation, whenever somebody goes to my website, I'm going to send them a message through my chatbot. Okay, that's what the automation does. You come to my website, I'm going to send you a message back through my chatbot. Why? Well, how did you get to my website? You got through it from my chatbot. You were in my chatbot. I gave you some information about my website. I gave you the link to my website. You went off to my website. All right. That's why I have an MID, because I'm going to do, now that you came from my chatbot, I need your Messenger ID, your Facebook ID, so I can send you a message back to the chatbot. I can easily replace that with email, because I can say, look, how are you going to get to my website in the first place? Well, I'm sending you an email. I've got your email. I'm sending you an email. And inside that email, there's a link to my website. And you click on that link, right? Okay. So now you've clicked on that link. All right. If you click on that link, and when you click on that link, I'm going to have your email address embedded just like I do here. Okay. So this is the trigger that says fire the Zapier automation. If not, what would happen? Every time somebody comes to this, every time this website is loaded, this Zapier automation would fire. Well, guess what? There's no Messenger ID. There's no email here. So I can't send back a message through my chatbot. I can't send somebody an email. Well, how could I send somebody an email? I don't know the dude's email address that's on my website. How could I send him a Facebook message? I don't know what his Facebook Messenger ID is to be able to send it back. So this Messenger ID is just completely arbitrary. I'm calling it MID because it's easy for me to understand that MID is Messenger ID, okay? Now, this needs to correlate with the fact that whenever you send somebody here, you're going to include an MID, all right? You're gonna say, hey, there's an MID and that equals whatever, just like I do right here. Right here, when I send you here, I'm like, look, I wanna send you to Chatboggo, okay? I wanna send you to Chatboggo. Now, once you get to Chatboggo, I wanna do two things. I want to do just like this. I want to say your name on my webpage so you feel like we have some super freaky connection and you're just like, hell yeah, I'm interested because somehow this dude is personally speaking to me. That's one thing that I want to do. The other thing that I want to do is whenever you come to my website, I want to send you a message and say, hey, I see you went to my website. What's up with it? Is there something I can help you with? That message I haven't figured out yet because I'm not a marketer, so I still haven't figured out the content of that message. I just know if I was a marketer and I had that content, that when somebody went to my website, I want to follow up with them with some type of content. Even I'm trying to figure out what is that follow-up content, all right? So Magic Zap allows me to do that. And what is that power? This right here. You can see that when I send somebody to Chatboggo from my website, guess what? I embed their Messenger ID, okay? So now if I look back here in this Chatboggo, look, I'm required to have an MID. If MID exists, then what I will do is I will give information to Zapier, and I will say, hey, here's a new Chatvago event, so you can do whatever automation that you want. Now you can go into Zapier and you can say, you know what? Every time I hear this new Chatvago Zap, or I could do the invoicing use app. Every time I hear this, then I want to follow up with a certain process. All right. So for me, that's what. So MID you just make up. All right. So does that make sense? Does that answer your question?
Yep, sure does.
I mean, for example, let's say text in bulk. Let's say you're going to send out a text message. Let's say you're going to send out a text message to 1 million people, and you're going to send them to your website. Well, whenever they get to your website, let's say you want to send them another text message and say, okay, you're on my website, do this or that. Or whenever they're on your website, once they get to your website, you want to fire a phone call, and you want to initiate a sales bridge call so that you're on the phone with them while they're on your website. You can create a Magic Zap, and you can just replace this, and you can say phone number, All right, now you can say phone number. Now what will happen? Now you send somebody to website.com, and you say, okay, I know their phone number, and that's equal to 812-722-4722. All right, so how do I know that? Because I already have your phone number. You're already my lead. All right, so now this Zap will fire, all right, because this condition exists. That's all this does, this is just a logic trigger that says, when should I fire? When should I tell Zapier that there is a new event for your website? For this Zap, it's only if a phone number exists in a URL. That way people that are coming, I mean, you understand that you can have people that you don't know any information about come to your website, right? Well, if somebody just organically comes to your website, you obviously can't call them as soon as they're on your website. Why? You don't know their phone number. So you don't want to waste you don't want to waste your Zapier quota for every single piece of traffic that comes to your website. You only want to fire Zapier automation for, let's say, for example, when you know the person's phone number, because you want to get on the phone with that person. So in Magic Zap, you just say, okay, if you find a phone number, if a phone number exists in the URL parameter, now fire this Zapier automation. So now you can send the user to this website. You can embed their phone number just like I did right here. You can embed their phone number like this, or however you want to do it. You can embed their phone number, and now that their phone number is embedded, Magic Zap knows, yes, at this point I need to send a bunch of data to Zapier so that you can fire your automation. And what could be your automation? You could use text in bulk to send out another text message, or you could use text in bulk to fire a live phone call and get on the phone live with this person while they're on your website.
You know what I think? I'd like to know if there's some way we could work together and do little bits and pieces together. Like if you teach me, I would do live with these guys to do this stuff, because I see the big overall picture, but I think, at least for me, I have to do it. Like I have to have a session where it's like you do one thing and I go do it immediately.
Does anybody want to do that right now? Do you guys have time and you want to do it right now? You want to go through the entire process?
I'll do it right now. I'll do it right now.
That's all I need is just one, Brenny. So if you're down for Brenny, that's all I need is just one.
No, this is Vince. I think this is really good. I think it's really, it's a really good focus thing. I think you really, in here, showing people how to do it, you really have to tune them in on what's going on and not be too eager to show them the data. Use the data you need.
Right, so I'll do it in Builder. Anybody, you guys, open up your laptops and try it right now, because this is how you learn, is by doing it.
So let's just create a stupid little funnel, okay?
Okay, stupid little funnel.
This is going to be called Magic Zap Test. All right, I'm going to build this funnel.
Hey, Bobby.
Bam, I got this funnel. Let's make it really, really stupid simple. I'm going to select this stupid simple one. And then I'm going to select this stupid simple one right here. Thank you doesn't matter. We don't care about the thank you page. I'm just going to do this front page, all right? Although all of them will work. So this is the only one that I'm going to care about. I'm not going to get in, obviously, And yes, you can do this in Builderall. Can I tell you exactly how to do it in Builderall? No, because I don't use Builderall myself. I only signed up to Builderall to essentially get leads from their groups, which is one of the only reasons I really signed up for ClickFunnels, is to get leads from their groups.
I'm doing it in Builderall, so then I can do a little video for you guys in Builderall. You do it in ClickFunnels, because I know ClickFunnels inside and out, because I was on it for 3 years, and I'll do it in Builderall.
And ClickFunnels is really, really easy. All right. So let's make this easy. Here we go. Here's Magic Zap right here. Here's ClickFunnels right here. All right. So I'm going to go in and close this, and I'm going to create a new Zap. And what am I going to call this Zap? Well, it doesn't really matter it does not matter what you call the Zap. You can call it anything that you want. It doesn't matter. Okay. What am I going to call mine? Well, whatever I called this Magic Zap test, I think. So, all right. So there's Magic Zap test. All right. So first I need to think, what do I want to do here? Okay. So for me, let's see, the first and easiest thing, I think the most useful thing is going to be send a message through my chatbot whenever somebody comes to my webpage. All right, great. So in order to do that, I know, look, if I want a piece of traffic to come to my website, and whenever they come to my website, I want to send them a message through my chatbot, guess what? I need their chatbot ID. If I don't have their chatbot ID, I can't send them a message. Just like if I don't have their phone number, I can't call them. If I don't have their email, I can't email them. So if I'm going to set up an automation that says, look, as soon as somebody comes to this landing page that I'm about to build from my chatbot, once they come to my website, I want to follow up with them with a message from my chatbot. Okay? If that's what I want to do, then for this automation, I must have their chatbot ID. So I'm just going to say, hey, this guy needs to exist. All right. And you got a couple options here. You can say, hey, this equals, or this does not equal. But most of the time for me, I would only ever use exists. This is going to fulfill most of my things. All right. So, in the simplest form, I'm done. All right. So here in the simplest form, I'm done. So I am going to copy this guy right here. I'm going to come over here, and I'm going to come to my tracking codes. I'm going to go into my footer. I'm going to paste that guy right there. Now for the most part, I'm done. Okay? So now for the most part.
Can I ask a quick question? Do I remember in past trainings when you talked about it, it's always in the footer, never in the header?
For Magic Zap, it needs to go in the body. It definitely doesn't need to go in the header. It needs to go in the body. So
body. All right. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. So this guy's here. So let's just preview this. Let's just preview this real quick. And let's just view source and see if we can find a Magic Zap. Looky there. There's my script now installed here. Okay. So my little script is here. Great. Awesome. All right, so now we can all be on the same page that this ClickFunnels page that I've just created, that is, you know, just a template page, has my Magic Zap script. And all I've done is I've created a little Magic Zap called Magic Zap test, where I said, look, I'm going to install this script on a website, and when I send traffic to that website, if you find an MID parameter in the URL, I want you to send that data to Zapier. That's all I've done right now. All right. So I've already installed the script on my website. So now I need to create a Zapier integration. All right. So let me go to my dashboard. Oh crap. Here we go. This is good. So let me go here and let me go to Magic Zap test, and let me just make a new Zap, and this is going to be Magic Zap live demo test. All right, so choose an app. Obviously, if you can't guess it, we're going to choose Magic Zap. That's what we're going to choose as our app. All right, so as app name, now we're going to come in and say, look, I need to pick this guy right here. So maybe I'm skipping stuff that seems really, really easy for me, but what you need to do is you need to pick Magic Zap, and then if you don't have an account connected like I have, all you need to do is hit connect an account, and you need to post in your API key right here, and then just save that API key, and your account's going to be connected. Where do you get that API key from? Well, you just go into Magic Zap, and you go to your profile, and you go to your Zapier token, and you just hit that copy button right there. And then now whenever you go to connect, you can just paste that inside Zapier. All right. I skip over stuff that to me seems so simple, and sometimes because of that, people get confused because I missed a key point, because it's just like, oh, well, you should just understand that. All right. So once you do that, your Magic Zap account is connected. Mine's already connected here, so I'm just going to use that account that I already have connected here. And it looks like it was successful. Great. So I'm going to continue creating my little automation here. All right. So what this automation is going to be, it's going to be for this Magic Zap test right here. All right. So let's continue. Let's fetch and continue. Let's see if we can get any results. I'm not going to get any results. Why? Because I haven't sent any traffic yet, which would cause this Magic Zap to fire. All right. Why is this Magic Zap not firing and returning any results? Well, if you remember, it is because in order for this particular Magic Zap to, look here, there we go. All right. In order for this particular Magic Zap to fire, if you remember, it's this one, it must find an MID and the URL. So right now I haven't sent any. Right now I have this Magic Zap. I've created this. I've put the script right here on my little stupid landing page that I've created. All right. So I put the script there, and we verified that the script is there. Right there, we verified that that script is there. But I haven't sent any traffic to this website where it would actually have MID embedded in it. So I'm going to go in and do that real quick. I'm going to send my first little piece of traffic. So here's this guy right here. All right. So let me just open this guy up right here. Here's him. Great. Let me embed an MID is equal to 1555663, etc. All right. I could actually do one better, and I could just copy my MID from my chatbot that I already know, because I got it stored right there. So this right here is my chatbot ID with the tier 5 chatbot. All right. If I go to the actual tier 5 chatbot and I find the tier 5 chatbot and I type an ID, it's going to give me my ID, which is right there. All right. And that's all I'm doing. I'm just taking what I know is a valid chatbot ID specifically for me from my tier 5 chatbot, and I'm embedding that in the URL right there. All right. And now I'm just going to hit go. All right. So now I sent a piece of data there. So now Magic Zap has everything that it needs because it's already got its piece of data. All right. And Zapier sometimes is really, really stupid, honestly. So I'm just going to refresh this and see if I'm just going to refresh this and see if I can get that data now. And like I said, sometimes Zapier is really, really stupid, and it's not doing what it needs to do. But what it should be doing is it should be actually finding that, piece of traffic that I just sent here. And I know that I sent that piece of traffic there, and that's all correct. Let me just double check that my Magic Zap script is there, and it is actually installed, and that's fine. So I got that guy in there. I don't know why Zapier does this to me sometimes, and it doesn't actually bring in that data. But that's what it should be happening right now. Right now, Zapier should be giving me back a piece of data showing that, hey, I just found a piece of traffic, and what it would be doing now is it would be actually handing me back this MID, and it would be handing me back this website. So I would actually get to know that, no, I don't need to hit anything here. I mean, I've already went to this page with everything that I need. I've embedded my messenger ID. And I'm really not sure, other than just actually looking right here to see if there's some issue. Unfortunately, what happens, oh, here we go, what, mixed content. The page was loaded over HTTPS, but requested, well, that's not it. This could be it right here. Let me check this. That's definitely not it. So let's just do this network and see if there's an issue on my end with Magic Zap. None of this is, nope, that's definitely not mine. All right, so that guy had no problem firing, and he definitely fired, so he should have sent this data. He should have totally sent this data into Zapier, but for some reason Zapier is not, fetching this data. So that's something I'll have to check into with my engineers to see if it's a problem on our side or if it's a problem on the Zapier side. Regardless, it will be fixed. Regardless, it will be fixed. I'm just really, it really bothers me whenever things don't work perfectly as they should, because it makes it hard to show you guys exactly how to do it whenever I'm doing it and it doesn't work exactly how it's intended to work, and I'm still just
so. John, to dumb it down then, to do it simple. So step one is you do the Magic Zap and set the parameters. Then you go to Zapier and you make the zap. And then you take that script and you put it in Builderall or anywhere. You put it in the body.
Correct.
Is that the correct steps? Because I'm a person that has to see it and then have steps. So thank you.
Correct. I mean, that's all we've done so far to fire this automation, or we're hoping to fire this automation. All right. For some reason, that's not actually pulling in the data that we need. So let's kind of go around that real quick, and let's do some of the other stuff that Magic Zap does. All right. So to do that, there's that guy. Here's this guy. There's that guy. Great. All right. So let's go back here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to delete that crap right there because I don't care about that crap. And I'm going to come in and I'm going to add a new element. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to add custom code right here. Why am I going to add custom code? Just because I want to add some custom data. I want to put some dynamic data here. All right. So I'm going to add a header here. All right. I'm gonna add a H1 heading here. All right. Very, very basic coding. Nothing that you need to understand here. All you need to understand for the amount of coding that you need to know is really, really simple. I teach this literally. If you look, I teach this to I teach it to kids. Like literally, I teach this type of programming to kids that are in middle school. All right. Like if you look at my Upwork profile here and play this video right here, you'll see that I'm teaching these kids right here. Look at these kids. Look how old these kids are. If this video loads up, you see these kids? These kids are not very old. These kids are really, really young kids. I mean, these kids are like 11 years old maximum. And they have the capacity to learn as much coding as you would ever actually need for Magic Zap. So I don't want you to think that the custom coding is going to drive you crazy, because it's not. You only need the custom coding. You only need some custom code, and you really sometimes don't even need custom code, but you only need custom code if you want to create this dynamic content. All right. So what dynamic content do I want to do? All right. So let's just say I want to say, hey, whatever your first name is. All right. So, hey, whatever your first name is, maybe I want to replace this, whatever your first name is, with your actual first name. All right. Maybe I have other pieces of data about you, like I see that your budget for a new home or car or whatever you're going to spend money on is your budget. All right, so what we're going to do here is we're going to replace this with the person's actual first name because we already have that. You know, obviously this is our lead. We have some data about them. We've got their budget. Let's say we already have this information, right? So let's just assume we have some information. And I think this is enough. If you guys want to add any other information here, then we could add some other information. For me, all I'm going to do is wrap this in a span tag. All right? So I'm going to wrap this in a span tag. And span tags are really easy. All you need to know in custom coding is that you've got these little tags. All right? If you've got this is an opening tag. This is specifically an opening span tag. This is an opening H1 tag. All right, if you notice, you must have a closing tag. So here's my closing span tag. All the closing tag is it's exactly the same tag as the opening tag with a backslash at the beginning. Makes it a closing tag. All right, so you can see here I've got an open. I open an H1 tag and then I open a span tag. Here's a closing span tag and here's a closing H1 tag. All right. So everything inside this span tag right here, I'm putting inside a box, all right? So I'm gonna call this box name. I'm gonna call it fname, all right? I'm gonna call it fname. Why? Because fname seems pretty useful to me to understand that this is somebody's first name, all right? And then this thing, I'm gonna do the same thing here. I'm gonna put this in a span tag, and I'm gonna say this guy's, his ID or his name. I can put name if I want, so let me just put name. I'm gonna put name equals budget, and then I'm gonna close my span tag. All right, so any questions so far here? Because I'm gonna show you exactly how to make all this stuff work, and it's really, really easy. All right, so I'm gonna save that. I'm gonna check it out here. Save it again, check it out here. So you just gotta wait 1 second. You just gotta wait 1 second to see whatever actually shows up here. So, all right, you see here, it doesn't look so great. It's not looking so great. I need to actually change the color in my HTML. I need to come over here and then do something like, you know, I need to do something like that, change some color, but who cares about all that? We're not gonna change any color. That's all stuff that you can Google easily to figure out how to change colors and stuff like that, and Magic Zap has nothing to do with that. I just want to see that this guy has finally actually taken my information. All right, here we go. So now here, if you look here, you should understand that, oh crap, sorry, like budget. Let's look at budget. And you can see that here, budget, you see budget right here is inside this span tag, all right, called budget. He's got a name, all right? So hopefully you guys are all on the same page and you understand what we did in this code is we just made a little span tag and we said, okay, this guy has an ID of fname, this guy has a name of budget, all right? So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna come right over here to Magic Zap, and we're gonna go to the same Magic Zap here that's already installed on this web page, all right? And what we're gonna do is we're gonna add some, what we're gonna do is we're gonna edit this guy right here, and we're gonna add element attributes, all right? What are we gonna add? Well, we're essentially gonna add these guys right here that we just created. So I've got one, and his ID is fname. So I'm gonna go and say, okay, I've got an attribute on my page, and you can find it by looking on the web page, and you can find inside the web page, you will find something, and his ID is fname. Okay, so I'm just saying, all right, on my web page somewhere, there is a thing, his ID is fname, and I'm gonna be sending you some data to put inside that box, i.e. right here. I'm gonna send you some data. Where does that data go? Well, you need to go find my thing that has an ID called F name, and then you stick that data right inside that box. I also have this budget. It doesn't, it's a span, it doesn't have an ID, it has a name. So I'm gonna go in and actually create that. Here's my budget. All right, so I'm gonna add this guy, and he has a name instead of an ID. All right, so now what I'm doing is I'm saying, hey, look, I'm gonna send you some data in the URL, and it's gonna be called budget. What do I want you to do with that data? I want you to look on my website, and on my website, you will find something who is identified by a name of budget. I want you to stick that data inside that box. That data will go right here inside that box. So there, I just update that. All right, great.
Hey, John, Darla wants to know, says, so Magic Zap will use any URL. It does not have to be a web page.
That's why I love you, Darla, because that's a stupid ass question. Every URL that exists is a web page. Not one single URL in the world is not a web page. Every URL that exists in all of the world is a web page. So I don't know how to answer that question, Darla, because they're.
Are you stupid, John?
I don't know how to answer that question, Darla, because all URLs are web pages.
John, it's E, all of the above.
Yes.
Come on,
Yes, Darla.
Darla, E! Hey, John, okay, so then Kevin was conversing also, and it says, in order to link the bot and the opt-in page to Zapier, you need the API keys. The bot has all the info from Facebook, so then the bot passes this info flow through Zapier to the opt-in page, and therefore the opt-in page can display this info on its page, correct?
That's kind of correct, yeah. That's kind of correct. Let's go through the rest of this demo, and I'll show it to you working. We just showed it. All right, so we just edited this, all right? So now we're sending this data. All right, so let's go back to our little page here. Here we know that our page is set here, right? So now we can go in here and say, look, we had what? We had an F name equals John Vaughn, and a budget equals that, all right? So you notice I've sent that data in my URL, okay? In my URL, sorry, let me just change that right there. So now in my URL, I've done what? I've sent this guy to my landing page. As I send him to my landing page, I'm gonna embed some data as well, all right? What have I embedded? I have embedded a messenger ID. This is essentially the logical condition that decides whether we fire the Zapier workflow or not. I've also embedded an F name, and I've also embedded a budget. And these things are actually where I'm going to map some data, and I'm going to rewrite this right here, and I'm gonna rewrite this with whatever data I send through the URL. And you can see right now I'm doing that, and nothing's happening, right? My data isn't changing at all. It's not being rewritten, so no big deal. Let's just go to Magic Zap, and let's make sure that we do one little thing, which is turn, you see this append HTML? We just need to turn them on. Okay, great, he's turned on. Let's hit F5 again. And now you see, hey, John Vaughn, I see that your budget for a new home or car is $100,000. Do you see how Magic Zap just did that? Magic Zap, what it's done. All right, I'll come back over here to show you again. I'll turn it off. Let me reload this page. Now, it's the same web page, and it's just saying, hey, whatever your first name is, I see that your budget for a new home or car or whatever you're gonna spend money on is your budget. Okay, now you guys have watched me go in and I've created this little custom code, and in this little custom code I've said, hey, you know what? I'm gonna send you a first name. Well, guess what? If I don't send you that first name, put in this data. I'm also gonna send you a budget. If I don't send you that budget, put in this data right here. But what I plan on doing is I plan on sending you through the URL, just like I'm doing right here, right freaking somewhere, through the URL. I plan on sending you a first name. I plan on sending you a budget. What do I want you to do, Magic Zap? I want you to find that first name. I want you to locate it on my webpage, which is right here. And I want you to take this data, John Vaughn, I want you to stick it right inside there. I'm also gonna send you a budget. And I'm telling you that on my webpage, there is, if I look at Magic Zap, I'm telling you that there is a thing on my webpage called budget, and he has a name, and whatever this data is, I want you to stick in there. So if you look again, you see, here's my code, here's my ID F name, here's my name equals budget, all right? I've basically mapped those right here in Magic Zap. And if you look, nothing's happening, all right? If nothing happens, that means you just need to come over here and you need to make sure that you have this option turned on, append HTML. So now we turn that on, go right back, refresh it again, and you can see Magic Zap has now just rewrote this to say, hey, John Vaughn, I see your budget is what my budget actually was.
Hey, John, this is Vince, real quick.
Yeah.
And this is a question maybe you could take offline, but when I dropped in, I always ask this, when you drop in a number, I know that if you dropped in a comma in a URL, it could cause all sorts of havoc. There's other HTML stuff that we would have to do to deal with that?
No.
It works. Okay, it works fine. That's what I was concerned about, like the formatting, if it came through. That's one of the things I had to work through with Zapier when I do a calculation, to step on the formatting to get it right.
Some things some things have some things you can't put in a URL because they have to be URL encoded, but you can put commas inside there. So as you can see, we got a comma right here.
Yeah, that would, like, I think looking at something like this and talk about, I think adding like a lead magnet that talks about the best ways to use sort of conversational commerce without freaking out people. You know what I mean? That's the first thing people would say if you look at, like, I don't want them to know all that, but here are all the clever ways to use it. There's a really set of interesting things from that guy who wrote the book Persuasion and Persuasion, who talks about that people feel a sense to reciprocate when you spend the time to customize something for them. So if you customize something just enough without creeping them out, I think you can really go a long way with that. And to walk people through that could make them embrace this in a way that heretofore they hadn't really seen. And also the other question is, if I get 2 out of 3 items, is there a way for it to, is there enough room for me to play in some HTML to have a fallback?
Yeah, so I mean, like you see here, I've got my fallback right here, right? My fallback is this: if I don't find an F name in the URL, if I don't find this data in the URL to overwrite that, here's my fallback right here. You're just gonna see that.
But like if I had in other things, like give people maybe some fallback logic, because people do this in bulk emailing, so it doesn't sound like, hey, first name, how are you? And just that sort of stuff that people could use this. So, and that's not anything you would have to code. It's like, and you get this tip of things that people would kill for to have something like that. You know what I mean? It's not marketing. It's not the spin on the bullet. It's more like to spin on the approach to kind of diffuse any concerns people have.
Right.
Like address that. And sometimes in marketing, what people do is they shut down the counter argument, and then they go with it. Okay.
Right, and that's it. And those are some of the things I was really hoping to get out of this call, was to brainstorm more on how to easily explain this to people so that they understand how it could help them and why they want to use Magic Zap and what exactly it can do for them. And some of you guys, I see you guys asking questions, Sander, Stefan, Stan, how do you get data to the URL? Well, that's easy. You just create the URL. So that's the really, how do you get data in the URL? That's really, really easy. For me, it depends on what you're doing, okay? Let's say you're in the chat bot, all right? You see how I'm doing it right here in the chat bot. I'm just sending you to the URL. I'm putting a question mark, and then I'm just adding in whatever data that I want to send to that URL, okay? If I'm in an email, I'm doing the same thing. For example, let's take a look, and I will show you, hopefully, if I can find this, something to do with LinkedIn, all right? LinkedIn. All right, I think maybe this one. Yeah, right here. So here's an automation, all right? This is that same automation that I showed you guys whenever I showed you this, all right? I showed you guys this, right, where I'm sending, here you can see all these emails that I'm sending out, right? I'm sending all these emails out to my LinkedIn connections. Here's one I sent to this person right here, Rachel, right? She clicks that link right there, bam. She goes to this page right here that says, hey, Rachel, we're connected on LinkedIn. So I noticed you're the plastics at Armstrong Mold Corp, et cetera, et cetera. All right, this data is being written by Magic Zap, and it's coming from the data in this URL right here. How did I get this data in the URL? Well, that's the really, really simple part. That's the really, really simple part. For me in this integration, I just said, hey, you know, I already have this data. Where did I get this data from? I got this data from LinkedIn. When I downloaded my contacts, I uploaded them into this Google spreadsheet. So I've got all my LinkedIn contacts in this Google spreadsheet right here. Not this Google spreadsheet, but this Google spreadsheet right here. Let me show it to you somewhere. Just here's my LinkedIn contacts right here. All right. So I downloaded this from LinkedIn, and then I just uploaded it into Google Sheets right here. All right. This is what LinkedIn gave me: the dude's first name, their last name, their email address, their company, their position, and the date that we were connected. We first got connected on LinkedIn. All right. So I created this little status flag right here just to fire an automation. All right. So I just created a column and I said, hey, I want you to listen to this status flag. And whenever this status flag gets updated, I want you to fire this automation. Why? Because that allows me to go in and essentially take this thing right here and just update it to a 5. And then bam, now this person is going to get a message. Unfortunately, this person is going to get a message that they've already received before, but no big deal. It just allows me to go in and decide how many messages do I want to send out, all right? So now I go in and create a link, all right? So here's me creating a link right here. Okay, so I'm using Link Wizard. I'm using the Link Wizard Zapier integration. Why am I doing that? As always, I build, if you guys haven't realized, like literally I build software because as I'm paying other people to use their software, I find out that their shit doesn't work or it's limited and it doesn't let me do exactly what I want. So I just build my own shit to do exactly what I need, all right? A lot of times, honestly, it's faster and easier for me just to go build exactly what I need or have one of my engineers build exactly what I need, as opposed to scouring the internet and finding a software that will do, you know, there's got to be one out there that does what I need. But instead of just looking for it for hours on end, I just build my own shit. All right. So I found out what was happening is I was actually using this Google URL shortener. Well, Google discontinued their URL shortener. And not only did they discontinue their URL shortener, with their Zapier integration, you're limited to like 100 uses a day. So you can't do more than 100. And I'm sending out 500 emails a day to my LinkedIn connections until I get through all 4,000 of them. So what I'm noticing is happening is that my emails are failing because this process in my Zapier integration used to be a googly thing, all right? It used to be one of these right here. If I look here, this Google URL shortener, all right? I used to use this, but this has a limit of 100 a day. If you use it more than 100 a day, it won't work anymore. Well, I need to send out 500 a day, so what the hell do I do? Well, I already have a URL shortener. I'll just build my own Zapier integration for it. All right, so I'm using that Zapier integration. Why? Because here is my page right here, all right? I showed you guys this page several times. Here's this page right here. Now, I'm just going to grab data from where? I'm going to grab data from my spreadsheet right here. I already have your name. I've got your last name. I've got your email. I've got your, you know, your company. I've got the position that you are. So I'm going to grab all that data and I'm going to build my URL, and then I'm going to shorten my URL, and then I'm going to send that to you in an email. All right. So now you've just received an email, and what do you have in the email? Oh, well, you just have this little link right here. All right. So now you just click this little link, and it takes you to this page right here with all your data embedded in it. So whenever you guys are saying, hey, how do you get the data to the URL? Well, that's a really relative question. It depends on where is the person accessing the URL from, but you essentially just build the URL, okay? If they're accessing the URL from your chatbot, you just go in just like I did and you build the URL in the chatbot. If you're doing it from text in bulk, you know, if you're sending out a text message from text in bulk, then you're going to do the exact same thing. All right, you're going to go into text in bulk, and you're essentially going to be, and we even built out, just so you know, we built out a custom integration for you just so that you can do this easily in text in bulk. All right, you've got a keyword right here. Crap. Let's pick this guy right here because I don't know this person. So I built a little keyword right here, link. So you take this link, and then you could essentially come in here, and you could take this guy right here. Look, you take this guy right here. Bam. Take him, and you stick him right in here. All right. Bam. All right. And then you say, hey, what data do you want? You want to give their phone number? Okay, so just put in their phone number, equals, and then come up here and grab their phone number. All right, stick that in there. What other data do you want to send? You want to send their name? Okay, let's send their name. You can just say, hey, and fname equals, and then let's just grab their little first name. And let's stick their little first name in there. All right? And then now we've got that little keyword, and we can just say, hey, fname, click this link right now. All right, so let's send that out. Bam, look, they just got this little link wizard short link right there. Bam. I actually need to go in and actually change that text in bulk integration where it doesn't show that splash screen there. And you can look, bam, I just send them there, and now their data is actually being parameterized and sent in here. So how do you put the data in there? Easy, you just create it yourself. So does that answer your questions? You guys have other questions? Is there, have you understood everything so far?
Yeah, this is really good stuff. Are you going to upload this to YouTube? Because I'd like to pick it apart in segments and really dig in and get it.
Yeah, totally can put it on YouTube. Totally.
Freaking awesome. I'll make a checklist and a little, like, if anyone's interested, how I learn is doing it. So I can create a little step 1, step 2, step 3, and then we can get together for those of you that have challenges and find out where your problem is. Because this is easy once you get it. Because I can see, I've been watching you enough, John, that something happened and a light bulb went on today, and I get it. I get it all. I can see what you're doing. So repetition, guys. But if you put it on YouTube and give me the link, I'll do that for sure.
I need steps, Brittany.
Yeah, I know you do, darling. E, all of the above.
I need steps and they can't be steep.
So other questions? You guys have other questions?
Yes, I have some question regarding the you mentioned some like a budget and the date time, this kind of stuff. I just wondering, is there have any way you can do the format? Because for example, the currency, the US currency, maybe dollar sign you put in the front, and the French currency, maybe US dollar you put in the end, and maybe sometimes they use comma, sometimes they use a period. So all this kind of format is different.
That you're just gonna, that from our perspective, Kevin, you're just gonna send us as a URL parameter. So to take our example here, I've just sent it here, okay? So if I were to actually find, let me try to find a character for yen, or for bot. Currency character, let's see, currency. Currency character for Thai bot. This is crap.
Maybe you can try to look in some format. For example, some like a US format and French format, basically a little bit different.
Well, for Magic Zap's perspective, whatever the format is, you just need to send us that piece of data. You need to send us the data formatted. So Magic Zap isn't going to do any type of formatting. All Magic Zap is going to do is it is going to do 3 distinct things, okay? One distinct thing is it is going to find data that is sent in the URL. It's going to find data that you embed in the URL, and it's going to match it up to places on your website where you've told it, This piece of data goes right here. This piece of data goes right here. That's one distinct thing that it's going to do. It is going to take your data from your URL and customize your website. So that's one distinct thing that it's going to do. The next distinct thing that it will do is it will pre-populate your forms. All right. I think I showed you here somewhere invoicing you. If I actually look on invoicing you, invoicing you. I think we actually even have a form right here where if I were to inspect this right here, I would, on this form, there is a name called contact email, right? Here's a name called contact email right here. And I think if I go to Magic Zap and I look on invoicing you, maybe I will not see that contact email, but it will fill out your forms, all right? So that's the second distinct thing that it will do. It will actually go in and pre-populate your forms with data coming from the URL so that I mean, obviously if you've got a lead and you've already got their email address and you've already got their name and all you need is their phone number, why would you ask them for their name and their email again and make them give it to you a second time? I mean, that just doesn't make sense to ask for shit that you already have. I mean, unless it's money. Like I've got 5 rupees here, but I would still ask for 5 rupees because then I'll have 10 rupees. But if I've got your email address, it doesn't make any sense to ask for your email address again because I just have your email address twice. So
then they say, hey, dumbass, why are you asking me for what I already,
I mean, just imagine. I mean, remember I told you that every single software that I have created that is a tier 5 product is because I need this shit. It's literally because I need it for my everyday stuff that I'm doing. I've created so many softwares for my clients, and I created that shit. Why? Because they paid me money to build that stuff. Why did I build Magic Zap? Why did I build a text and bulk? Why did I build Link Wizard? Because I needed that software to help me in my everyday life, right? So, and remember at the beginning I told you that there's very distinct times in a chatbot. I mean, why have a web page? Why have a landing page, right? If you have a chatbot. Does a chatbot mean you don't need a website anymore? No. There's very distinct ways that you're going to present information in a chatbot versus present data on a website, all right? So you just imagine the scenario. You're in my chatbot. In my chatbot, what have I asked you? I've asked you for your email address, right? I already know your name. And so in my chatbot, I do something like this in my chatbot, all right? I say something just like this. Hey, first name, can I have your email address? All right, so I do this in my chatbot. Now you give me your email address. Now I mean, obviously I know your name. Obviously I know your email address, right? Now you're in my chatbot and you're like, you know, John, I really want to sign up for a consultation call with you. Well, guess what? I do my consultation calls on a telephone, all right? So now imagine you're like, okay, I'm interested in a consultation call. I just asked you for your email. I'm like, hey, what's your email address? You gave it to me. I'm like, hey, are you interested in a consultation call? You're like, hell yeah, I am. It's free. Great, let's do it. So now what am I going to do? I'm going to send you to my webpage, my little landing page, because it's already built. And like I said, sometimes the content that you present, you don't want to do it in a chatbot. I mean, a chatbot isn't like the end all for all. You still need websites. So now I'm going to send you to my website to fill out my little form, to fill out my little form so you can schedule your consultation call. And I'm going to ask you on my website again for your name, again for your email address. And you're going to be like, who's this fucking idiot right here? It's literally, I was just in your chatbot and you were just like, hey, Kevin, can I have your email? And I just gave you my email. Now you send me to your website and you're like, oh, what's your name? Oh, what's your email? Oh, what's your phone number? Fuck off, dude. I'm not giving you any of that information. Well, screw that. When you come to my webpage, guess what? That name's going to be pre-populated. That email's going to be pre-populated. The only thing I need from you is that phone number. And whenever you come to my form, you're going to see, hey, I got your name, I got your email. No reason for you to either give it to me a second time or decide you're not going to fill out my form because you're too lazy to go give that information. So I'm going to pre-populate my form. So that's the second thing that Magic Zap does, is it allows you to pre-populate the forms, considering, obviously, guys, considering that you already have that data. obviously if some freaking yahoo from you know, Las Vegas, let's say somehow some stripper in Las Vegas knows about my website and I have no idea about this stripper and who she is, trust me, I don't know that girl, and that's what I'm going to tell my wife. I don't know her. All right, so now she comes to my you know, she comes to my website. I can't pre-fill my form with her information because I don't know it. Like, I don't know her name, I don't know her email, so I can't pre-fill that information. But if I do know her name, if I do know her email, then I can send that with the link, and when she goes to my website, that can be pre-populated. All right, so that's the second distinct thing that I can do. And the third distinct thing that I can do is I can fire off these automations. I can create an automation that says, okay, if I get a piece of traffic coming to my website, and in that piece of traffic there is an email in the URL, then guess what? I can fire off this automation and I can send an email out to that person saying, hey, thanks for visiting my website. If there's a phone number embedded, guess what? I can send a text message, or I can make a phone call that says, hey, thanks for coming to my website. If there's a chatbot ID, then I can follow up with a chatbot message. So those are the three distinct things that Magic Zap lets you do. So I'm not sure if that answered your question or not, Kevin.
Basically, my question is regarding some kind of format. I'm just wondering if they have some kind of format, so where you can put in the format. Just as mentioned, so for example, something like currency.
The format from our side, Kevin, you need to send us the data pre-formatted. All right, just like I have here. Okay, you see here, look, I've got pre-formatted data right here. Now I could easily just go in here and put in this number right here. Bam, there's that number. It goes in. There's that number. It goes in right there. All right. If you want it formatted, you need to send the data already pre-formatted, which is what I did. Magic Zap doesn't have no way to, I mean, and we could add something like that. We could build something like that, but that's going to end up getting real complex to be able to understand what piece of data that you're sending and what all the possible formats could be. So to try to work out the logics on that would probably be a nightmare. So for right now, whatever formatting that you want to do for the data, you need to send us pre-formatted data, because all we're going to do is we're going to take whatever data we find in the URL and we're just going to stick it wherever you told us to stick it.
So okay, so pre-format. So I think in the bot is also don't have this kind of function to do some format, right?
Correct. So for formatting in the bot, what you could do is you could use Formatter by Zapier, and then pretty soon you'll be able to use this, which is another software that we're about to put into beta, Chat Fuel JSON APIs. It's something that is literally within the next 2 weeks is going to be released into an actual a beta where people can actually start using. We're just actually finishing out the custom attributes, where you can go in and actually add custom attributes so that you can have global variables for your chatbot, so that you can have, you know, a global variable for your chatbot that isn't relative to an individual user, you know. So once that's added, and that's like 2 more days, and I test it, we're going to put it into a beta, and then there'll be a little chatbot in here, and then you guys can request whatever APIs that you want. So what you could do, Kevin, is I could hook you up with the beta. You can go in the chatbot and you can say, hey, look, I want an API to format money. I'm going to give you some dollar value, and I want to be able to have an API that says, hey, when I give you this number, I want you to format it as a USD currency or as a yen currency or whatever little currency. And then what we'll do is I'll have my engineer, they'll go in and they'll build that little API for you. And then you'll just go in and you'll say, hey, like for this is, to give you an example, for this is to show the date. If you want in your chatbot to say, hey, what date is today, you can just pick your bot, and then you just grab this little API that I just gave you, and then you just come right into Chat Fuel. For example, let's look here, and I'm gonna come right over here to my tier 5 chatbot, and I'm just gonna come in here to this API right here because I know there's a keyword here already. All right, so you look here, I'm just gonna come in here and put this crap in real quick. Just give me 1 second. This is API is working. Great. Let's check this guy right here and put in API. There's API. Boom, boom, boom. Something's not right there. Hold on, let me try to figure out what is my little keyword for this guy. Clear API. I really thought that was dude. That's my helper right there. Clear API. Clear API. So let's look at my API here, and let's look at API. So let's just put that clear API there. Now that will work. All right. So let's come back over here. Let's come to my little API. Where's my little API at? All right, there's that. And then let's take a look here. Where is that? API. There, I can see API is working. So what you would do is you just go to Chatfield JSON API, and you grab your little API that you want to use right here. You would just make a request and say, hey, I want you guys to build me an API that will let me do currency formatting. And then I'll just build the API. You just grab the API, and then you just take it in your chatbot, and then you just use a Chatfield JSON API plugin, and then you just pop it right in there, and then done. Now that's all. That's how easy that API integration is from your side. And then you just put an API again, and you'll get whatever that API says. And there you go. There's your current date right there. So until then, what you would probably want to do to format stuff is just use something like Zapier, and in Zapier you have a little thing, and it's called Formatter. So I don't know if they actually let you do. I don't think that they let you go in and actually do like currency, like from one thing to another. I don't know if you can just go in and here. I know there is a number. I know there is a number formatter, and you can format it, but I don't think that. I know you can format a currency here, values. Oh, so you can. All right. So you're going to give some. This would be so. What you would do to format currency, although that has nothing to do with Magic Zap, what you would do, Kevin, is you would have some Zapier integration where your chatbot would fire a Zap. So you would have a webhook where you give the data to Zapier, and then you're gonna, let's say that dollar amount, and that dollar amount you're gonna use Formatter, and then you're gonna pick what currency that you want it formatted as, let's say the Indian rupee, and then bam, it's going to give you the data back. And then you would have to take that data and use it in a process to build your actual URL, because as far as Magic Zap is concerned, you just need to send us whatever data that you want. We're not gonna do any formatting. We're just gonna take the data, and we're just gonna put it right inside the website.
So, John, how would that work? I mean, what I'm trying to trigger from the bot, using it, making it from US to German. How do you want to use that in the bot? Because the URL, it's the data they send you, so it would just say 100,000 with a $sign or whatever. But when you're talking about that in the bot, my mind's trying to figure out how you use that.
The user suppose give you which country.
Is it translating like from English to a different country? Is that what you're saying it's going to do in the bot? What about the language? Is it just doing the dollar amount? I'm confused about it.
Well, Kevin's he's just asking how you can format something from one currency to another. So Magic Zap can't do that. Magic Zap isn't going to format any of your data. All Magic Zap is going to do, like I said, is 3 distinct things. It's going to take the data from the URL, and it's going to stick it wherever you told it to on your web page. It's going to pre-populate whatever forms that you have on your website. It's going to essentially look for data in your URL, and if it finds matching form input fields, it's going to stick those data inside there. All right. And then it is going to fire off automations whenever traffic hits your website. If a traffic hits your website.
Before you pass the URL, whatever, you have to finish your format.
Right. And so you would use, right now, you could use something like this. You could use Formatter by Zapier. Like I said, pretty soon, whenever we release the beta for ChatFuel JSON APIs, you could just go in and you'll be able to use our little chat bot right there, and you'll say, hey, look, I don't know how to do this. I want an API to do this. And that will go right to my engineer. And guess what? I got 2 engineers working on this, and their whole job is just whatever the hell APIs that you guys need to make your life easier, you're just gonna submit them in the chatbot. And guess what? They're just gonna sit their asses over there 8 hours a day, and they're just gonna build whatever APIs that you guys want. They're just gonna build them, and then you're just gonna find them right in your dashboard. So until
is
then,
Chatvago out now? When is your? I knew it got delayed because of Facebook and all this other shit. But
well,
what's the outlook of that?
So I'll give you a little update on that. I am trying to finish this first, and this is almost done. All right. So if you check this out, this is what I'm about to. This is another software that you guys are going to have. If you're Tier 5 members, it's automatically included. It will replace $150 a month software. So it is this software right here, and I'm just waiting to actually finish this to get it close enough where we can put this. It's close enough where you guys could actually use it and find a utility, but not close enough where I can release it as MVP, like Magic Zap, like Invoicing You, like Link Wizard. It's not close enough where I can use it as a free lead magnet, right? It's close enough where you guys as Tier 5 members can go in and use it and find a utility and it be useful to you. But you guys are my hot traffic, right? You guys already know who the fuck I am. You guys already give me money and stuff. A cold piece of traffic who doesn't know anything, it's not close enough where it convinces them that, hell yeah, I want to be part of Tier 5. So I need to—
John, how I think we need to handle that part, honestly, is like this here. Okay, we launch it, but how you do it is you have us be the beta testers. We create the websites, whether they're ClickFunnels, whatever. We make it so it's just easy input like that, and then we launch it as this big thing instead of just kind of act like it's nothing, because this is some powerful stuff. And if we set it up right, where we have the funnels built, we can transfer them or whatever, just redirect would be the best with their affiliate ID. We could make this something that everybody in the industry talks about. But let us test it first, create training so everybody, because you know what, we understand there's different levels of understanding in this, but it doesn't matter because the software kicks ass and it's really good. So that's my input on how I think we should launch something like this. Let us understand it, and then us people that like doing training videos, we teach people and do a training and say the benefits of it. We have websites built. That's a whole nother thing. You've got people to do that shit. We just redirect it with affiliate links and we all fucking make money, and we start getting this community back on track and building our membership at a rapid rate, because the software's there. It's how we're going to present it to me. Is anybody else like got to chime in on that?
So to answer your question, Brittany, Chatvago, I'm trying to finish up even more Vago right now. As you can see, this is what it does right here. It creates these little social proof pops-ups, just like any social proof. All right. So you can see this one's pretty cool. It actually lets you create your own brands. Like this one, I said, is powered by ClickFunnels. And if you click on it, then it actually just takes you to my affiliate link for ClickFunnels, is where it actually takes you to. It redirects you to my ClickFunnels affiliate link. For me, it's actually redirecting me right into my dashboard because I'm already logged into ClickFunnels. So Subhankar said about, Subhankar said that he needs about 40 hours to make the last feature here. And the last feature here on this is to essentially be able to create a little automation. So it's to create a review link. So right now what you can do inside this software is you can create a campaign. All right. So you create a campaign, like for example, here is that campaign that's running on this website right here. All right. On this website right here, you see this campaign running where all these little reviews are popping up. So that's right here. Here's that campaign. All right. And if you look, you can see some information about, here's the campaign name, the domain that it's going to be on, what type of, whether you want something rounded or whether you want it square, what the branding is going to be. Right now I've got it set up ClickFunnels branding. I can change it to Tier 5 branding and just change that. And then I can essentially, reload this page, and then you'll see it goes from being round to being square. And then it ends up, actually, it didn't save my branding. So let me just edit that again because it didn't save my branding for some reason. I'll just turn my branding on and pick Tier 5 branding and save that. And then now I should have some tier 5 branding on these little guys. And you see now it's powered by tier 5 instead of being powered by ClickFunnels. So it lets you create those campaigns. It lets you actually create your little sticky reviews, the little reviews that are going to show up. You can see Russell Bronson said he could not have built a better funnel himself. So thanks a lot, Russell. And then it lets you create the little brands that show up, and it's just the name of the brand and the link that you can see my ClickFunnels brand redirects to my affiliate page. And then the one other piece that I'm having him build here before we can actually get beta users into it and actually say this is another tool that you guys can really use is something called a review link. And you'll be able to go in and actually generate that review link. And what that review link will do is it will you send that link however you want. You can share it with your clients if you're generating these for clients, or you can just send it out in emails of people who purchase your stuff. And that, they click that link, and when they get to that link, they're just going to, get some little image of your logo and like some little text that you wanted to give them. And then it's going to be like, hey, what's your name? Hey, can you give us your feedback? And can you give us like a little star rating? And then you'll have a little checkbox to say, hey, do you care if I use this review on my public website? And if they're like, yes, then I'm going to give you a way to actually upload your image. And then once you submit this, it will essentially, once you submit this little thing, what it will do is it will essentially add a new sticky review right into your campaign, so that you don't have to manually create these. You can just create an automation where after somebody buys your services, you can send them to that little link. They can fill out that little thing, and then if they fill it out, you can, what you'll do in your review link is you'll set like a minimum star threshold. So if they give you at least a 4-star review, bam, it will automatically show up on your campaign. It's going to take them 40 hours, so 1 week to build that. As soon as that's built, I've got that same guy, because he's the guy that actually built pretty much all of Chatvago. And whenever Facebook did their little embargo and they stopped everything, he just couldn't sit idle, so I had him start building this software. And now Facebook released their thing and said, hey, you can start developing again. I didn't just want to have this software set halfway built, so I was like, you know what, just finish this. Once it's finished, then let's finish Chatvago. So he needs like 3 more weeks on Chatvago to finish it up where it can be in beta, and he needs like 1 more week here. So probably in about 4, 5, 6 weeks, we'll be able to actually really do a launch of Chatvago.
John, can you imagine live streaming and when people are commenting and saying how great you are and this and that, and you can just pop a link wizard in there and have them go right to the page and automate everything? You think you might get a few clients out of that? You guys think you might get a few leads? You think you might have somebody say, wow, what the hell is going on? I mean, this is amazing stuff you're doing, dude. I love it.
Well, this is another thing that we're just going to create like as a free lead magnet, just to bring people into tier 5.
Yes.
So and obviously for you guys, anybody in the tier 5 community, I mean, you guys can go, and I shit you not, you guys can go to these guys right here. Why did I build this software right here? Because I use these assholes right here, and these guys right here. If you look at their pricing.
Oh, crazy.
Here's your pricing. I was on this plan, I use these guys for my bot course, all right? Whenever I first got into social media and I decided that I was going to try to make money from Facebook, the first thing that I did was I started chatbots. And I was like, fuck it, I'll teach people how to build chatbots and I'll make money from a chatbot course. That was my way to start monetizing Facebook, because I'd never done that before. I'd never got a client from Facebook. I'd never made money from Facebook or anything like that. I've seen all these other yahoos that were, geniuses and gurus having their little course and making some money. And I was like, well, shit, I could do that probably. So you can see right here, this is powered by Proof. This is the exact same thing. That's why, because I'm using Proof. And guess what? Why did I build a software kind of like Proof? Because I signed up to these fuckers for $29 a month, and I was like, great, what a great deal. And guess what? Within 3 days, they instantly upgraded my plan to $129 a month. They never sent me a notification, never. And they just said, you know what? You got too many unique visitors on your website. I know there ain't no fucking way in hell. Within 3 days, I got 50,000 unique people come to my bot thing. And you guys just out of nowhere, you go from, I signed up for $29 a month, and out of nowhere, you start charging me $129 a month. I mean, are you fucking kidding me? Why would you do that? You know what? I need your little software right now, but I don't need it forever. So I just said, hey, let's just build our own and just do the damn thing, and they can't charge me any money for it. I won't have to pay $129 a month. So So we started building that. So once we're done with that, then we'll be back on track for chat audio. As you can tell, we got so much stuff going on, Brittany. I mean, I'm giving full-time support to text in bulk. I mean, I still got 11 client projects. I still got 11 clients. One of my clients has a team of 5 engineers here, and literally has a full team of 5 engineers here. We're building in new features in text in bulk. We're redoing stuff in RoboContact. Obviously, you can see we're always doing stuff in Link Wizard. Right now, what we're doing in Link Wizard is we're tackling to allow you to, we're doing it in Link Wizard and Invoicing You, allowing you to bring your own domain where you can, instead of putting the short links behind a Link Wizard domain, you can just bring your own domain, yourwebsite.com, and you create your little short links behind your-website.com, and they don't even have to be branded to us anymore. So we're doing that. You see we got Chatfield JSON APIs that we're building. We got even more Vago that we're building. We got 5 softwares that are actually in production. So lots of crazy stuff going on, building lots of software. So any questions about Link Wizard? Or sorry, any questions about Magic Zap that I can answer? And if you don't have any questions, then how can I make these, what would you call these bullet points? Because that was the whole purpose of this live, is to essentially extrapolate out these bullet points. I got the bullet points for Invoicing You. I got the bullet points for Link Wizard, and I'm about to go in. I need to create a third little landing page, because essentially what I'm doing is creating a separate product where it is called free software lead magnets. And I'm going to create a little product where I'm going to tell people, you can pay me X amount of money per month, and I will let you give my software away for free as a lead magnet. Because to me, that's great. I have somebody who's going to give me monthly money, and what are they going to do? They're going to use my software to grow their email list, but that just means that they're just going to essentially grow my email list because they're going to put users in my software, and they're going to pay money. So I'm creating a product where users will pay me money to give my software away for free to grow both of our email lists at the same time. And the ones that I'm doing is Invoicing You, Link Wizard, Magic Zap, and then I'm gonna do this social proof even more Vago as well. So I need to create this same page, because this is one of the things I'm giving away in my offer is a share funnel. If somebody takes this offer to give away these free software lead magnets. So I need to create that free lead magnet for Magic Zap. And the main thing that I need, obviously the video I can come up with, the stupid little headline I could probably come up with, the main things that I need are these bullet points right here. So what are these bullet points?
Well, key points, customization, right there. The 3 things you talked about are the first things right there to me. Well, which is going to bring in more money. So,
could you just clarify? If it's you, let's say you're building this funnel, Brittany. Let's say this is your free lead magnet funnel, and
I'm going to say save time and customization with pre-populating.
Well, I don't think that's good.
I didn't.
I think we need to revisit that, because I think most of our users are going to be like, "What the fuck does that mean?"
Well, they should have some margaritas, and then they'd understand.
What does that mean?
Woo-hoo, You guys, you want to do this right now? Personalization. There you go. Authentic pre-populated. I'm just reading what they're putting in chat.
I see.
You guys want to do this now? Are you actively ready to do it? You want to think about it? What do you guys want to do? Let's kick this shit out. I obviously am not the one doing the copy tonight.
Well, when you look at it, I mean, are you looking for bullets and like Magic a bullet, like in that format, bullet colon stuff, or just? I'm just trying to think.
Doesn't have to be in the same format, but more or less kind of the same. I mean, it doesn't have to be bullet colon anything. But my goal is to create a very similar page like I've created for Invoicing You and like I've created for Link Wizard for Magic Zap. Obviously, I'm going to have a demo video there, but I need some key things just like here where people understand why I want this outside of the demo video.
I would start off like a bullet with something like, I would start off something saying like relationship marketing, right? And I would start, from the relationship marketing, I would say something along the lines of like, get closer to your prospects faster, something like that. Basically, I'm trying to find the right words for it, but it's really about, it's like a bit, you know, tightening it up, right? Let's see what else.
Just to answer your question real quick, Kevin, you asked me a question, and to answer your question, you just go to the Tier 5 chatbot and type in team info. And whenever you do that, you will get presented with because the free trial is only available to JV team members. No one else can, you know, promote the free trial, but JV team members. So, I mean, they could if they're smart enough. They just need to know what their own ID is. So they'd have to go into my chatbot, and then they'd have to type in ID. And then once they typed in ID, they'd have to get this ID right here, and they'd have to go in and actually know this link. They'd have to know this little secret link, and they could probably find it because people share it. You know, other people on the JV team share it, and then they'd have to just replace that with their ID. But anyways, if you just go in the Tier 5 chatbot, Kevin, and you just type in team info, then what will happen is you'll see that you will get, the chatbot will give you some information, some outdated information, because I've been on vacation for a whole month. I've been on vacation. But you'll see here, you get a little link right here, which is your link to the free trial if you want to promote the free trial. So you get it from right there. Right there. So lead discovery, lead personalization, how to reply to website leads through Messenger. So I think pre-populate forms definitely needs I think pre-populate forms definitely needs to be there. Did I explain it good enough to you guys where you actually understand exactly what it does and how it works and how it's useful to you? Dynamic profiling.
So the Magic Zap at this moment you just show us is basically is go through from the bot and go to the web page, the opt-in page, right? So it is possible from the bot go through the Magic Zap and to another bot.
Yes.
Maybe another block, another bot.
Yeah, I mean, it's totally possible to go to another bot, but what you would need is some mapping table. What you'd have to do is you'd have to, let's say from here, okay? From here, I'm gonna send you here, all right? Now I send you here. Remember, I got my little Magic Zap installed right here, all right? I got my little Magic Zap installed on this demo page right here. All right, bam. Now you got this little thing right here. Awesome, great, love it. All right, so, but what did I just do? I just sent your messenger ID for the chat fuel bot. I just sent that to Magic Zap. For me to be able to send you a follow-up message with another bot, I need some mapping table where I would know, okay, I got a Kevin Liu over here in this bot, and I got a Kevin Liu over here in this bot, and that same Kevin Liu has two different messenger IDs because Facebook uses what's called a PSID, which is a page scoped user ID, which means that you, Kevin Liu, have a user ID, all right? And so that me, as a smart-ass engineer, can't take advantage of that user ID, what Facebook does is they take your user ID and they take my page user ID and they use a little 256 hash algorithm and they hash that shit together and then they give a new number called a page scoped ID, and that's what they give to me. And they're like, John, if you want to talk to Kevin Liu from this Facebook page, you need to use this new ID that we created for Kevin that is only relative to your Facebook page. That way I can't take your ID, Kevin, and share it to the rest of the world, and everybody in the world can start sending you Facebook messages. Only I can send you Facebook messages because I have to use your page scoped ID. So you would have to have some relational table where you know, okay, the Kevin Liu from this chatbot with this ID is the same Kevin Liu in this chatbot with this different ID. And then and I can explain it to you, but I just can't fathom why the hell you would ever want to do that in the first place. But yes, you could do it, but I don't understand why you would want to. But yeah, you could totally do it. What you'd need is you would need to essentially fire off a Magic Zap, embed this messenger ID, and then you would need to have your little integration right here. And then you would do that. Your next step would be a lookup where you would essentially have like a Google Sheets that would map, okay, Kevin Liu with this bot, here's his ID, and this other bot, here's his ID, and then you need to get the ID for the other bot, and then you need to fire your actual API to send back a message. But I don't know why you'd want to do that, but if you want to do it, yeah, you could totally do it.
Just curious.
Well, trust me, there's several features that are in my software right now that you guys love and use, and you want to know where they came from. I was just curious, can this shit be done? And this is like, yeah, it can be done, and I did it. And now you guys are like, well, shit, I love that feature. It's awesome. So nothing wrong with being curious. Ha ha ha. So
This is really good training, John. Thank you very much. I'm glad I happened upon it.
So Sander, I don't know if you are actually part of the JV team or not, Sander. Let's see, Sander Porter. Let's just take a look here real quick. If you guys, I'm pretty transparent. So if you guys want to know where we're at, with the Tier 5 community, check it out. We're getting close. So we're not quite where we need to be at because most of you guys are lazy. But if you look, we're getting close. So my goal is 30,000. And here's where we're at with our membership subscriptions. We're right at 12, and about, I would say, really realistically, about 4,000 of that is getting paid out to you guys as affiliates. Some of that's getting paid out to me as an affiliate, but I'm just taking my money and dumping it right back into my company because fucking I love my company and stuff. So we're getting close. I'd say we're about 35% funded at our goal once we calculate that we have to have actual affiliate commissions. But let's just look at this guy right here. And you were created. Oh, so I know why it doesn't say that you're part of the JV team, Sander, and that is because you were referred by this guy, and I could almost assume that if I go look at this guy, that I'll fucking find out that he is this guy called Greg Blazer, and he was selling memberships that he wasn't actually like. So, anyways, don't worry about that. I'm thinking that I just need to go in right here and be like, I just need to do this. I think, JV team. So now if you just try again, you should be good. Now my bot won't say you're not part of the JV team because now you are. So now just try again and you should be good, man.
Can I ask you one quick question?
Nope.
No?
obviously, Gavin. Yeah, what's up?
Okay. Anyway, so in the JV team, I think when you use the message, open the tier 5 message bot. When I communicate with the tier 5 message bot, how does she know or he know I'm in the JV team or not? Is it based on my email address or based on my whatever? For example, my message may I not use my same email address as a JV team email address. So at that time, because the email is different, so does he know I am the JV team or I'm not in the JV team?
This is how the chatbot knows, because there's a thing called JV team, and if it's equal to true, then my bot thinks you're on the JV team. If it's not equal to true, then it doesn't think you're on the JV team. So this right here, this custom attribute, this JV team, if it's set equal to true, then you're on the JV team. If it's not set equal to true, then my bot says, hey, you're not on the JV team. That's why I just went in and set that. Sander said I'm typing TVinfo, and you're saying that you're not on the thing. And now if I just go look at his, I see he's messaging me right now. And if I go look at his thing right now, where is he?
Yeah, I think you are right, because when I asked the bot I'm JV team or not, he said you're supposed to talk to a leader or whatever. It's me myself.
I just do that just to fuck with you, Kevin. That's what I do. I just do that just to mess with you, man. Let's see, where's this stupid annotating thing at? Let me just clear all my screen real quick, and then I'll show you. Look, boom, 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 save, and let's find. Can you just message that bot? Where are you at, Kevin? Can you message my tier 5 bot, because I don't see you anywhere here. If you just send me a message real quick, then you pop up to the top. That's why I want you to send me a message, because if you send me a message right now, you pop up to the top.
To the tier 5 bot?
Yeah, and I don't have to do this. I don't have to say, hey, this dude's name is, first name is Kevin. Because chat fuel's always crazy about this. Kevin Lou. right here. It's Kevin Lou. And then we just need to be JV team. JV team? JV? You're already on the JV team. See? You're on the JV team, JV team, JV team, JV team. Do you see a JV team here? Let's see. Shit. JV team true. So it must tell you, if you type in team info, it must say that you're on the JV team because it says right here that you're true. So if you just type in team info, I could almost guarantee it gives you the information that you want, Kevin, because I can see right now. Like, hold up. Yeah, see? You totally typed in team info and you're getting all the JV team info, see? It says right here, here's all the JV team. Here's your free trial link right here. So that's why I love you, Kevin, because you just push my patience levels all the time. But yeah, you're good. Right. You're totally good. Right. You're on the JV team.
Okay, so I was looking up this, I just sent that link. Mm-hmm. There's like this ad week now down near the bottom of it. I think that says 60% of advertised, second from last paragraph, something about 60% of 60% of people in the survey experience higher conversion rates. So you can say advertisers, join advertisers, they increase 60%, something like that. That's a bullet point. You know what I mean?
Right.
Something that's a little bit more driven than just, it's better.
If we can get it to load up, I'll see what you're talking about. If I can get this infographic to actually load up, I'm assuming.
No, I'm not even worried about the infographic. I'm looking at the second to last paragraph. Right there.
Right here?
Right.
Of advertisers reported higher
with addressable media, basically conversion, like personalized media. So I think something about that 60% number, because you really don't care about click-through rates because you got them there, but you do care about conversion rates. So putting that in your bullets, advertisers using this technique experience 60% higher conversion rate, or over 50%, something like that.
Yes, conversion rates.
Right. That's what I would put, and that you have some sort of number to really chat with it about, right? Because I think there is something to this when you're able to. Something in my gut tells me that I would stick around a little bit longer if a website had my name in it. I really don't care if the chatbot has my name because I kind of know that.
Right, but the website's a little different.
The website has my name in it. I'm like, whoa. And I would even check around and see because I would do things like if I knew that somebody put in their zip code and I had a lookup table, I would say, we have 25 people in Michigan. Just like use that data to use other data, stuff like that. But that's more the tactics. I'm trying to give you benefits right now. That's how I was thinking about it, though.
Good.
Let's see. This is how I work. I spend time thinking about what do they want it? What aren't they able to do now? Like when you built this link, what aren't they able to do now? Can I?
Well, for me, wow, somebody just followed me on Product Hunt. For me, when I built it, there were the main thing when I first built this, the main thing that I wasn't able to do is do any type of follow-up when somebody went to my webpage. I mean, I'm sending you to my webpage. I didn't have any way to know, did you go there or not? And if you did go there, to do something about that, right? Like I didn't have any way to know, okay, I presented you a link to click that you can go to my website. Now, could I go in and see my statistics on how many people clicked that button and then see a list of those people? Yes, I could. But could I do anything actionable about that? Did I have any way where when you went to my website, I could do something, like send you back a message and say, thanks for being on my website, or increase a variable that's a lead score and increase that lead score by 300 points because you just went to my pricing page, right? I couldn't do that, so I had to build a custom software. That was the main thing that I could.
Okay, so you just said you were increasing your lead score by getting them to a specific place. Do you have the ability to actually personalize almost the pixel? Can you track the event of that? Now instead of ID 3046 went to your web page, if somebody filled out a form, you actually know these people went to your webpage.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, as long as I have the data, I can. As long as I have the data about the person already, then I can understand that they went to my webpage, and I can understand every one of my web pages that they went to, as long as I have Magic Zap installed. Like for example, I got this Invoicing You guy right here. If I send somebody, wherever that Invoicing You guy is, if I send somebody to this Invoicing You page, and I've got Magic Zap installed on here, and you know I've got his little MID here, and I've got Magic Zap installed on here, and on Magic Zap, if I turn on this, it's called this magic option right here. If I turn on this magic option, then what it does is whenever the guy clicks this, it actually follows through and it embeds, it passes that MID again back to this page. So now every website that he goes to, bam, like every one of my pages that he goes to, I'll get a notification. Okay, this guy went to my home page. This guy went to my about page. This guy
I think it's like almost like, and I'm going to say it wrong, and this is like the wrong word. It's about 10 years too late for it. But it's almost like make your web page everyone's portal. You know what I mean? How you log into a portal and it has all your name and all your information about it. It's make your web page their web page. You know, something like that. I mean, I'm trying to find a better way to say it. Because once it's personalized, it's sort of like mine. It's almost like I get a little bit of ownership with it. Right?
Sure.
I mean, you got to look at, it's like you said, I talked about this earlier, you know, like how do you feel about it? You know, because that's really what it is. It's like it's their webpage. Because right now, let's be honest, ClickFunnels is awesome, Builderall is awesome, but it's still a webpage, and you still know they just want my information. But if I'm starting to talk to you a little bit more, and I'm spending more time, maybe not get you in 3 or 4 emails, doing a little bit more with it, but my webpage actually is, hey, I'm glad you're back. You know, we have some more information. And even some of the forums, like the forums that you have, I mean, I would send people who I have information to a different URL where I only ask for one thing because I had everything else. Stuff like that. You can start completely streamlining it. Because if you already had all the information and all I needed was your phone number, I would convert that much faster. That would mean like a different link. It would mean a dynamic way of sending. If I don't know you, I'm going to send you the full bore. If I know you, I'm going to send you ask for a phone number. But I think, you know, that was part of why I built it, was to be able to do that. Obviously, to be able to pre-populate forms and have a form where, you know, if I want to collect 2 pieces of data from you, right? I want to get those 2 pieces of data from my perspective. And I'm not the end-all marketer of the world. Obviously, I don't know shit about marketing. But from my perspective, just personally, me, if somebody needs to get 2 pieces of data from me, I'm obviously more willing to give them those data if I've already given them some data. So if I can understand, like, look, I've already given them these many data about me, and I can see this daunting form with 7 pieces of data, right, that you need 7 pieces of data from, but only 2 of them are empty, then I already feel like, you know, hey, we have a connection. You already know this information about me. I must have given it to you. I'll just go ahead and give you these other 2 pieces of data. So that was kind of part of the thoughts for me on right. And maybe you could convince people. Yeah, I was thinking about it too, and I was trying to think, like, how much would I thought that, like, oh my God, my autofill just filled all that out for him. Or does he really have it? You know what I mean? It depends on how much you want to use it. Because I think the personalization of the dynamic stuff, but I think that, you know, 50% more, 50% more, over 50% more convert, you know, tendency for conversion or probability of conversion or something like that, without, you know, promising people anything. And I think that, I think if you could figure out a way to turn this into something that people need, like almost at emotional level, as opposed to a tool, I think it'll be really interesting.
That's gonna be hard. That's gonna be hard for me to do. So that's why I'm trying to get help from you guys, because that part I'm not really good at.
Right, but I think when you have other people talking about this stuff, and and somewhere in the software have like, I saw this comment about this AppSumo thing, and somewhere in this just have like a very interesting, like any of the marketing have like a table, like a software comparison table. You know what I mean? But let's see. I think the personalization, I think what's the best thing about it? There's this whole concept of this relationship marketing that people are using, that they're using it to like slowly behaviorally profile to figure out exactly what people want, right? And as you walk down the path with a client or prospect, you can get them closer and closer. People are skeptical. I'm just trying to figure out what happens. Those are my three.
People are definitely skeptical. I agree there.
People are skeptical, but I mean, if your angle is, yeah, I know you're skeptical, but there are a lot of people who aren't skeptical. I think what happens is, I think we forget who our audience is. We think about us as our audience. When we do this hypothesis of who our audience is, we're like, oh yeah, people are skeptical. Like, really? You'd be surprised how many people would love this.
Yeah, and I know people would love this. I mean, because everybody that's understood it so far really loves it. It's just, for me, like everybody, I probably have like 6 or 7 people that are actively using Magic Zap, and I've got like 300 people that I've given it access to. Everybody in the Tier 5 community obviously has access to it as part of their community membership, but not everybody's using it, obviously, because to get users to actually use it, it's required me to essentially do kind of like what I've done here. Spend like an hour long explaining how to use it and what it can actually do, because for a lot of people to even understand the concept of embedded data in a URL, it's foreign concept to get them to understand this URL parameter and this parameterized data.
And I would say conversely, because I have a bunch of developers and I went to college with a bunch of them and I know exactly what it is. Like, I would say, so what? They don't, that's not their problem. They're going to probably hire somebody to do that.
Right.
You care about.
Sure.
Yeah. Like the people that are using it say, well, you basically, we have these variables and we use these variables to personalize. You can use a developer or you can take our online course, but into the online course, you got to know how to plug these variables in to get closer to your customer. Like I tell a lot of my clients, like, quit asking about how it gets done. Just tell me what you want to get done. Right. You really want to, like, so I'm thinking for some reason this is just me, because in what industry are people treated like numbers, even though people make a lot of money, like real estate, right? Like sometimes realtors don't answer phone calls, don't answer this. But so they're busy, you come to a web page and all of a sudden it's like, John, love to talk to you, would love to, could you just fill out this form because we have a great open house for you on Thursday. So you've asked me specifically on the web page. Pretty interesting. Or if I looked at my profile, if all these realtors send out these search emails, like all these emails came back for you from someone, somebody clicks on it and says, John, I'm glad you clicked on this property. It's great. Or welcome to the port. I think it's almost like you could say, welcome to the portal we built for you. We love to, we can do more for you. Just work with us a little bit longer. Okay, look at that. Look at Sander got there. That's pretty good. Dynamic website personalization. I think, we have to turn it into like a 8th grade words. But yeah, I dig that.
Yeah, so I think you guys can understand why I've struggled so much. I'm trying to actually make it really simple to get somebody. Just like, I mean, for these other guys, for like that link wizard and invoicing you is so easy for me to make people understand, like, okay, what does this do? Why do you want to use it? But I've just struggled with this one with Magic Zap to be able to easily make somebody understand, you know, hey, what is this thing and what does it actually do and how can it actually help you?
Because I mean, it's basically you take like the concept of a form letter and you could turn your website into a portal/form letter. I keep using that stupid portal word, but I mean, you can do that. I mean, that's what makes it very cool. Because I think that's really what's going to help. I think people just need to see it in a particular. Maybe you need to pick use cases where personalization does it, and just like where it matters, where people are clients, where people have websites and people pay a lot of money, like wedding planners, and people want to feel special and they're all kind of amped up. You know what I mean, about a particular event, and more personalization. You have to find sort of this intersection and then get use cases in that area. People will eat it up.
So do you think maybe for this Magic Zap funnel that it would be better to have like not so many bullet points here, but mostly put people's focus on just watching a demo and literally just have like a 10 or 20 minute video to do most of the sales, as opposed to like here I'm assuming that on most of these guys, like this link wizard and this invoicing you, I'm assuming that, you know, nobody even needs to watch these videos. Like if you don't watch it, even if you don't watch the video, there's enough information right here for you to understand why you want this and why you should, you know, sign up for this free account. So you don't even have to watch this video because that gives you the enough information. But I'm thinking maybe with Magic Zap, it's completely different. I give you a very, like just 3 bullet points or 5 bullet points here, and then really try to focus you on watching this 10-minute or 15-minute or 20-minute video explainer that really allows me to, because
yeah, I would do things like, I would have it maybe the bullets, I'd have bullets, or I'd have like maybe a 3-column, but they're smaller blocks of images, like and I'd have a picture of somebody being delighted at every turn, so people can actually visualize it. So when your customer sees something, when this sees something, when they see something, and they can click on that video and they could just see something happening, like, and you could show this is what they see, right? You know, so I would almost have 3 bullets with images, you know, looking at people, you know, looking at things happening, so they can actually see the event. Because you got to make it real. Like you're gonna. I mean, we know the stuff works, right? So we are going to give you the benefit of the doubt to wait an hour. You got like 8 seconds. You know, you got to hit them with some images about what they're going to do, like do this, and you got to figure out, is your customer the end customer? I mean, you don't care. I understand that, but pretend you do. Is your customer the end customer, or is your customer the person selling to that person, or, you know?
I think it's both for me. I mean, I think my customer can be the website owner itself, or the agency that's building websites for the website's owner. I think they're both obviously could be my customer. Now, which one do I want to focus on? I guess for me, I don't really know who I'd want to focus on.
Whoever you'd have to babysit less.
Right. I mean, so probably at that point the agency, right? Probably at that point the agency that knows what UTM codes are and knows what, you know, parameterized data is and URL parameters are, that understand those things, because then it's kind of, because that, like, if I because people that, like, whenever I explain this to Hector, right? You guys know Hector. Whenever I explain it to Hector, it took me like 7 minutes to explain it. He was like, "Oh shit, this is freaking awesome, John. I understand exactly what it is." Why? Because he's a marketer. He already understands, you know, UTM codes and parameterized data and how, you know, you can embed data in URLs. He already understood that. So it was really easy to explain it to him, like, you know, hey, this is this, because I didn't have to be like, oh, you don't know what a URL parameter is. Well, let me explain that to you. And how.
Well, yeah. So, but if See, this is the thing where with some of my clients, I lock them in a room and I said, okay, so let's come up with another word for UTM parameters and all the other stuff, right? And let's see how can we shorten that to get to like really I call it the mittens and thumbs, Barney explanation of stuff, right? And once you do that, it's there's you ever seen this thing called the Feynman method? You ever Googled that one? Mm-hmm. Richard Feynman, a guy who's a physicist who basically helped people. He was on the whatever. Basically, he goes super deep into a topic, then forces him to teach it to somebody like if they were like in 3rd or 4th grade, right? And then that's really what it is. So that's what you need to take advantage of these people here who are saying that, look, maybe I'll, maybe I'll do X, Y, and Z with you. Maybe I'll explain it, but you really get down to that whole concept of the simple explanation. I mean, the stuff that you hear from ClickFunnels, they are trying to simplify everything because they know people have X number of seconds to do it. And maybe if the agencies understand UTM, this, that, and the other thing, maybe what you're saying, you need to create a jumping off point where you have an automated webinar that kind of walks through these things, right? These are the things. And maybe it's not an automated webinar. Maybe it's that, what do they call it, the product launch sequence. A 3 video, like we're going to do this, we're going to do this. And after this 3rd one, you're going to know how to own this. And by that time, they're going to be like, oh crap, right? Maybe you follow something like that. And then and then through that beta, you're going to get a lot of, I think to this point, like this time, I think to this point, you depending on who you target, you're going to have different funnels, different landing pages, because people are going to want different things. I've been evaluating this target customer funnel avatar, fantasy, to try to get a little bit deeper. And the more, if you're going through all this time, all this effort to customize the URL parameters, you can make, more than one landing page, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? That can be, delivered all the way through. So yeah, but I think a lot of it is like to simplify it and just show people the result. It's not better. It's just something all new. It's an advantage. It's almost like an unfair advantage. I think find a way to use unfair advantage in there.
I think that's a good bullet point there.
Right.
Unfair advantage.
Unfair advantage, and this is something that you could do with one of those really long email trails that really bring people along the garden path. Like I could imagine, like with a hook and cliffhangers and everything, going with emails, 6 or 7 or 8 emails to bring people through and profile them through the emails, and you understand who the technical people are and who aren't. Then you start feeding them these and figuring out where they want, and then you have this profile of people who you want through your whole funnel. So, all right, there's officially sun coming through your windows, and there's more evening coming through mine.
Yeah. It's 8 a.m. in the morning, so I haven't been to bed yet. It's like 8 a.m.
So I think that would probably be like advantageous versus hallucinating at some point today.
Yeah, to take a break, I need to go grab a smoke and get some more tea, and then honestly, I've got
you got work to do. Look, I'll ping you. I'm not part of this whole thing, but I think what you're doing is good. So I'll ping you one time offline. We'll just catch up. But this is good stuff, man. Really good.
So Stan and who else was it? Stan and I'll put you guys in here somewhere. Stan and Vince, are you guys still in here?
Yeah, that's me. Who's talking? Yeah.
And Vince, are you in the Tier 5 community yet?
No, I'm not. I'm not in the Tier 5 community. Like I said, I'm just here because I like what you see. I like what you do.
And Stan, you're not in the Tier 5 community neither?
Not yet.
All right, so you guys, I'm going to give you guys the links where you can go in, and if you want access to this, all right, let me just give you these links here. All right, if you want access to this, don't feel special because these are available to the world, so don't feel special for this because these are just available to the world. You can find them right there on my Facebook profile. If you click those links, obviously they'll take you to these little landing pages where you can get an Invoicing You account for free. You can get a Link Wizard account for free as well. And then Magic Zap account I will give you guys as well. So what I need from you guys is just your I just need you guys to give me your email address. And if you give me your email address, I'll go in and set you up accounts on Magic Zap as well. And then I'm gonna let you pick, since you guys have been here and given your input and at least been here for the whole thing, I'm gonna let you pick if you want a free text in bulk account or if you want a free robo contact account. So I'll let you pick which one you want. And this I've sold this for $149 a month. I've sold it for $500 a month. And the same thing here. I've sold this for $500 a month for both softwares. Both of them are very, very extremely useful. I'm not going to give you both of them for free because I still want to have some way to get money from you at some point. But I will give you one of them for free.
I'll go for the robo contact. I'm just very curious about the whole approach.
Yeah, robo contact's really cool. So robo contact's really cool. And I'll tell you what, I'm going to set you guys up. Vince here, you're seeing that I'm setting you up here. I'm going to just go ahead and set you up with Link Wizard so you don't have to go through my opt-in page. I'm going to set you up with Magic Zap, so I don't even have an opt-in page created for that yet. Vince, you wanted robo contact, so I'm setting up robo contact. Like I said, I need some way to possibly get money.
Yeah.
Here. And then I'm going to set you up with Invoicing You. And then Stan, I'm not sure about you, so if you want to tell me what one you would like, and then obviously I need your email. So you just let me know if you want robo contact or text in bulk. You want robo contact as well? That's great because text in bulk is the one that's even more powerful. That's easiest for me to get you guys to give me money for. So I'm glad you guys are the robo contact.
Nice. Look at you. Badass.
Everybody's favorite, and it lets you do pretty much everything. So as you can see, Stan, I'm getting you set up here with I've got you set up with Link Wizard, with Magic Zap, with robo contact. I'm not going to do text in bulk. And then I'm going to go ahead and get you Invoicing You because those are available to the world. And then if you guys just check your email, all right, I'm just going to verify real quick that it all worked fine. You should be able to actually check your email and then see that here's your guys' software. So you can see, Stan, I just sent you. So these should be in your inbox right here where you see these 4 different emails right here for both you guys. Vince, here's yours. Magic Zap, robo contact, Invoicing You, and Link Wizard. And
you know what? I gave you the wrong email address. I'm sorry. Sorry. Damn it.
Okay.
Sorry. It's Vince. Sorry.
Yeah, just type it in. Just dump it in there again, and I'll get it.
Sorry about that.
No problem.
That's late.
As you can see, it's really easy for me. I just tell my chat about everything.
Yeah.
So I'm getting those set up for you.
Okay.
And then if you guys want access to text in bulk or you want to join the Tier 5 community, which gives you access to all our softwares and then also gives you access to our affiliate platform where you can resell our softwares and make, a 58% affiliate commission on selling our softwares, then it's $97 a month and you guys can join. And if you want, I can give you a link to the free trial. But like I said, the free trial, all it's actually going to do is give you access to text in bulk as well, and then it gives you rights to the affiliate platform where you can get your affiliate links, and then you can promote our software. And if anybody buys into your affiliate link, then you get paid for it.
No, I'm trying to get the email. This is very cool. No, there's some really good stuff. So I'm not in the Builderall community. Is it pretty active, that Builderall community?
I'm not in it so much myself, but yeah, it's somewhat active. They don't have as many members in their group as ClickFunnels, but yeah, it's somewhat active, and I've noticed that like 30% of the Tier 5 community members are Builderall members. So I don't really pay much attention to it myself, But,
Gotcha.
but it's somewhat active. I mean, it shows up in my news feeds. Not obviously not near as much as the ClickFunnels group does, but yeah, I think they're pretty. I think they're pretty active. We've got, I mean, Sanders in Builderall, Greg's in Builderall, Rennie was in Builderall. I think Bobby might be in
Builderall as well.
Kevin's in Builderall. See, all these people are in Builderall. That's where they came from. That's the only reason I pay Builderall $100 a month to be an ambassador, is just so I can be in their little groups and I can scope out leads and stuff and be like, hey guys, what's up?
Look at you. Look, I'm gonna bounce. Hey, thanks a lot. This is really good. Hopefully, you got something out of the conversation.
I did. I really appreciate it. Hopefully, you guys get something out of the softwares that I hooked you up with. I really do appreciate the feedback and the input. So thanks a lot for that. I'm about to bounce too. If you guys don't have any other questions, if you guys have any other questions.
Yeah, I have some question.
Yeah, what's that, Kevin?
Just curious. And last time you showed me the invoice in you, right? Basically, invoice in you, just we use the way we use, just we pay invoice and through the bot, and then goes to the Zapier, and then produce the invoice, right? I just wondering,
possible,
can we use the Magic Zap instead of Zapier?
No, because Magic Zap replies on Zapier. I mean, Magic Zap, if you want to fire automation, no.
I'm going through this company's quote unquote survey.
Mm-hmm.
And is there a way that every time, like, you could just make a hyperlink that it just flashes another page with another exact duplicate copy with the next set of options? And then the last page is just like, hey, funding programs are available to your business. Congratulations. Contact us now to access them. Blah, blah, blah.
Didn't quite understand what you were asking.
Well, everything's a link. So a button is a link, and the button goes to the next selection. So instead of having a little personal application running within the window, it just updates the flash. Have it refresh the page. Here. Contact us now to access them. Okay, well, let me show you. This is a survey page. I may have to pipe up here a second. So you go on here.
I have no idea what you're talking about, Greg. I was wondering if anybody had any specific questions about Magic Zap packaging. What's up, Bobby?
Sorry about that, guys. Hey, John, quick question.
What's up?
Yeah, you're looking for a name or just some ideas and stuff like that on this type of software?
No, just looking for the bullet points to put in my landing page.
The bullet points. Okay.
Looking for these. I'm creating a landing page to give Magic Zap away for free as a lead magnet. Actually, I'm creating a lead magnet product. All right, I'm creating a product called Free Software Lead Magnets, where some of the, like I said, I don't want to call them low-end softwares. The softwares that we don't have, let's say softwares that I don't personally have $50,000 invested in building those softwares, I'm willing to give those softwares away for free as a lead magnet to capture people and bring them into tier 5. So I'm starting an actual product called Free Software Lead Magnets, where I'm going to sell the rights where other people can give tier 5 software away for free as a lead magnet. Kind of what Wasili's doing. Wasili is giving away free Link Wizard accounts in his own lead magnet, and he's collecting those leads, and then he's upselling them to Builderall or upselling them to tier 5 community or whatever his other affiliate offers are. So I'm creating a product called Free Software Lead Magnets, and right now I'm going to have 2 different price plans. I'm going to have like a $47 a month plan where you can pick one software and add unlimited users for free every single month to grow your list, or $97 a month and you can pick all 3 of them. And the 3 right now are going to be Link Wizard, Invoicing You, and Magic Zap. And Link Wizard is already done. Here's the Link Wizard funnel. So this Link Wizard funnel is already done to as much as is needed to give somebody a free account. My Link Wizard is done. My Invoicing You, I finished that up today, as much as is needed to have a funnel to give somebody a free account. And I've got one more that I need to create, which is Magic Zap. So I need to create these bullet points for Magic Zap to essentially tell people really quick why they want this free account and how it's going to help them. So that's what the purpose of this lab was to help extrapolate those bullet points.
Cool. And those funnels you, of course, throw in the groups for people to use and promote. That's pretty awesome.
Kind of, sort of. It's not something that I throw in the group for people to use and promote because, like I said, it is its own separate product. So it's its own little product that I'm building. So I do have it built into people that join the JV team for the actual the new price of the JV team, which is $197 a month, where they will actually get access to all these free software lead funnels. Right now, if you're on the JV team and you're on the $97 a month, I give you access to Lead Wizard, which to Link Wizard, which what that means is you can use Link Wizard and you can create as many free accounts in Link Wizard as you want with your opt-in page to grow your actual list. So you can give away Link Wizard for free to as many people as you want every single month on your own opt-in page as your own lead magnet so that you can grow your list, right?
Okay.
Now I'm just adding in the two others. I'm adding in Invoicing You, and then I'm adding in Magic Zap. Am I going to make those available to people? Yeah, if they obviously if I get some incentive out of it. Now I do have some incentive, obviously, because my list grows as people promote it. My list grows, but I'm going to be getting some money from it as well because because I'm making a product and I'm charging money for it. So. Like I said, right now, if you're on the JV team for $97 a month, you already are allowed to use Link Wizard as a free lead magnet. Is there any tutorial on how to set it up on your opt-in page? No, there's not. That is something that Sander, all you have to do is send me a message. I will hook you up with one of my engineers, and they can spend up to. What I would need is for you. I would need to know what landing page that you're using. If you're using Builderall, I'm gonna have to tell you right now, you're shit out of luck because I don't think it's possible for, as much as I understand Builderall and everybody has actually explained it to me, I don't think it's possible in Builderall for you to capture a lead in Builderall and do something with that lead other than send it to Mailing Boss and send out an email. They don't have a Zapier integration. They don't have any way for you to take leads coming out of Builderall and do anything with them. So if your landing page is in Builderall, I don't know what to tell you. There's no way to do it because unless you guys can show me how a lead can come into Builderall and get opt-in, and somehow you can get that data automatically out of Builderall into another platform like your CRM or on a Google spreadsheet, then it's just not possible. So if it's ClickFunnels, like if you use ClickFunnels, like for example, Wasili, I know he used Carta. I think is what it's called, Carta, which is like a
Kartra.
Yeah, so he used that. Anything like so just to show you, like for me, all right, for me, this is
for a converter.
This is Link Wizard, all right. This is Invoicing You, all right. And for me, it's really, really simple. I just have a Zapier integration that I literally just set up a little bit ago. It didn't take long. I just set up a Zapier integration, and this is probably on my home page. This is probably here. I set up a Zapier integration. Let's find it. It's right here, ClickFunnels. So for me, it's really, really simple. I get a new contact coming in from ClickFunnels. Whenever I get that new contact from ClickFunnels, I hit API that you guys have access to. If you guys are JV team members, I just give you this. I hit an API to create. I give you guys your token that you need, and I give you guys the API, and you just do something like this. My engineer can do this for you if you need my engineer to do this for you. And then I just send an email. So literally, you guys would just, if you're using ClickFunnels, you would do something very, very similar to this. I can even I can even give you a share funnel for ClickFunnels if you're using ClickFunnels. If you're not, then obviously you can sign up for ClickFunnels, and I get a little bit of money from that on my affiliate. If you're using something else like Convertri, I don't know. What we would have to do there is I'd have to go in and look and see, okay, for Convertri, if I make a Zap, and I go, actually just let's go back here to my dashboard, and let's go to Explore, and let's look at Convert. Do you see it here? I don't see it here. Convertry. Well, I don't see it. Convertry. Let's check it out. Convertry, the ultimate funnel builder. Let's see if it's really the ultimate funnel builder. Let's see some features. Easy funnel builder, blah, blah, blah. Advanced page editor, blah, blah, countdown, blah, 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 blah. Adjustable form validation, custom CSS, exodus. They really don't give me, they're really not telling me so far. Full API integrations, built-in API integrations with your favorite services.
I think the Zapier one is it's being worked on.
So if they have if they have a way to, like in ClickFunnels, even if ClickFunnels didn't have a Zapier integration, all right, ClickFunnels makes it so easy. If you come in here, somewhere in this publishing, they have a webhook where you can actually set up a webhook here. I can't remember where it's at because I've never used it. Maybe it's in the settings. Somewhere in here, they actually have where you can just set up a webhook right here. All right. So,
Hey, John?
Yeah, what's up?
On Builderall, instead of in the email sign-up form, you just use a contact form and put a Zapier link directly in there. That would work.
How would that work?
Just when they click in that, it would just go directly through Zapier. You could embed the Zapier link directly into the contact form.
That doesn't even make sense, Greg. I mean, what do you mean you can embed the Zapier link? There is no Zapier link. I mean, I don't know what you're talking about when you're saying embed a Zapier link. There isn't a Zapier link.
You grab a webhook from Zapier and just put the webhook link straight into the contact form, and you can send data straight from that webhook.
That's possible. That does sound possible. I don't know Builderall enough. I don't know Builderall enough to give you a solution. I can tell you, Sandra, that I can give you an hour or so of time with one of my engineers. I'd like you to have as much done as possible, like have your lead magnet all set up and everything, and then I'll turn my engineer loose and you guys together can try to figure out from Builderall, how can you get data from Builderall and essentially to Zapier so that you can fire this webhook. That's the only part I don't know how to do.
It definitely does work, because I've set up a sign-up form using Zapier, which puts them straight into the Builderall platform. The only thing I haven't managed to do with it is attach an affiliate link to it at the same time, so it just automatically signs them up under the company. But it's definitely possible.
So then, yeah, it should be totally possible. And if this is it, if this is ConvertKit right here, if you're doing it with ConvertKit, that looks like triggers new subscribers. So yeah, if you want to build your thing with ConvertKit, then as soon as you get a new subscriber, then you can use ConvertKit as your trigger. When you get this new subscriber, then you just use a custom post. I give you the API, and I'll give you the API, and you can set it up yourself, or my developer can set it up. It's really easy in Zapier. You just use a webhook in Zapier, and then you use a post, and then you use my API that I give you, and then you feed in the email address from this new subscriber coming in, and then bam, your dude's set up. And then you just need to, you send them an email to let them know, hey, I just created your free Link Wizard account, because somebody has to send the email. Whenever the new account gets created with the webhook, we don't send out any email, especially because it's your lead magnet. We want you to be the one sending the email that says, hey, it's me, Greg, or it's me, Sandra, and I just got your Link Wizard account set up for free like I promised. Here's your username, here's your password, and here's where you log in. But if you guys are JV team members, you guys already are allowed to create your own Link Wizard lead magnets to grow your list. The other lead magnets aren't necessarily just available to you unless you're on the JV team membership. That's $197 a month. If you're on that JV team membership, if you're on that plan, then you get access to all the lead magnets, which is this one and invoicing you. And once I figure out the bullet points for a Magic Zap, that one's getting added there. And then within the next 2 weeks, once we get this social proof that I showed you guys a little bit earlier, the social proof software, which is almost good enough to really get users in it that are going to love this social proof software, that's going to be created as a free software lead magnet as well. So there'll be 4 free software lead magnets. What else? Any other questions you guys got? Cool. Well, I'm gonna go, man. It's been a long day for me. I gotta try to find some little bit of money, go grab a smoke, and then I still got lots of other work I gotta do, and then I'm about to have a whole company full of employees here that need my help doing stuff. So thanks a lot, guys, for coming. Really appreciate the help. If you guys are in the community and need help from me, just post something in the community, because I'm gonna take a little break, but then I'll be around. So thanks a lot for coming, guys. I'll see you guys later.